Chapter 555. Xiao Chen didn't know how to answer her. I think you can be the main character of a novel. Why don't I write a novel for you? Let's call it Amazing Young Master Chong. Aren't you called Xiao Chong? Tian Souring couldn't stop chattering. All right, Souring. How can there be so many magical things? Xiao Chong is multi-talented. You're thinking too much. Su Qixiao interrupted her. You're right. Tian Souring nodded. After driving back to the neighborhood, before Xiao Chen got out of the car, he said to the two of them, if you're going out tomorrow, give me a call. But it's best if you don't go out. It's cold now. Oh, Su Qixiao replied. She didn't know why, but she listened to Xiao Chen a little. Was it because he cured Grandpa and Grandma's illness? Maybe it was. When they got home, Xiao Chen still used his binoculars to watch the two of them. Only when they got home did Xiao Chen relax. Just as he was about to take a shower and rest, he saw Su Qixiao walk to the window in the living room. She waved at him, and then closed the curtains. Xiao Chen smiled bitterly. From the looks of it, Su Qixiao knew that he would definitely visit her. So, she gave him a heads up to warn him not to look around. Night gradually fell. After taking a shower, Xiao Chen sat cross-legged on his bed to cultivate. Recently, he had been trying to break through to the peak of the 9th layer of qi refinement, but to no avail. Hongzhu hadn't contacted him either. It seemed that the spiritual jades hadn't been found yet. This made Xiao Chen a little depressed. Granny Nanshan and Ling Er didn't seem like scammers either. Why didn't they give him spiritual jades? If he had known this would happen, he would have secretly asked for the spiritual jades after the ancient ruins expedition. Why did he wait for them to give it to him? Now they weren't coming, and there was no news. It would be even more difficult for Xiao Chen to break through. Elder Heaven Ancestor, is my aptitude that bad? Why can't I break through without the help of spiritual medicine and spiritual jades? Xiao Chen was depressed. He was stuck at a bottleneck. There's nothing I can do about it. It's fine if you're in the deep mountains and forests, but in this city, the heaven and earth spiritual qi is already scarce. Do you think it's possible for you to level up and make a breakthrough? The Elder Heaven Ancestor had a matter-of-fact look on his face. Actually, I feel that your aptitude is not bad. Your comprehension ability is very strong. In the cultivation world, if you have enough resources, it won't be a problem for you to rise. Alright. However, Xiao Chen didn't become happy because of the Elder Heaven Ancestor's praise, because he knew that he couldn't go to the cultivation world at all. Now that he was living in Lan City, no matter how good his aptitude was, it was useless without cultivation resources. That's right, can I use the divine sense imprint that Taoist Luli used today? For example, if I leave an imprint on Su Qixiao's body, I'll be able to know her location at any time, and I won't have to monitor her at all times. The divine sense imprint involves more things. Although I'm a cultivator, my knowledge of talisman crafting is limited. After all, there are specializations. In the cultivation world, there are talisman crafting masters, formation masters, alchemists, blacksmiths, and other professions. Those of us who pursue strength may dabble in these things, but we don't necessarily know all of them. This time, the Elder Heaven Ancestor didn't pretend to understand. Instead, he told the truth. I feel that the Heavenly Pure Monastery should be more proficient in crafting talismans, and the Divine Sense imprint is actually a variant of talisman crafting. The so-called talisman crafting is also using the divine sense to draw something on the talisman paper, and the divine sense imprint is actually drawn on your body. Then you don't know? Xiao Chen was stunned. There was something that the Elder Heaven Ancestor didn't know. I know some simple things about talisman crafting, and I can also teach you to practice, but I really don't know how to use the divine sense imprint. The Elder Heaven Ancestor said straightforwardly, if you want to learn, you can find that Taoist Luli. Damn, even if I find him, he has to teach me divination. Xiao Chen was a little speechless. Taoist Luli might be plotting something, so Xiao Chen wouldn't find him. Thinking of Taoist Luli, Xiao Chen was a little worried. He didn't know his specific strength, but Taoist Luli obviously had some ability. At least, he was better than Xiao Chen in crafting talismans. It seemed that Xiao Chen had to be careful not to fail miserably in an easy task. It was night. and it was very cold in Lan City in the middle of winter. Outside the window, snowflakes were falling. In a month, it would be the Chinese New Year. He didn't know if he could go back to Songning and the Xiao family during the Chinese New Year. He didn't know if he could go back to Songning, to the Xiao family, to see his grandfather, second uncle, and Xiao Xiao, and then to see the eldest lady, Jin Beibei, Tang Tang, Lu Shuangshuang, Zhuingxiong and Ke Lin. He didn't know how they were doing. In the cold night, a black shadow quietly came to Xiao Chen's window. The black shadow was wearing a tight nocturnal suit. If it weren't for the moonlight, it would be hard to find her. Judging from her figure, it was a masked woman. With the tools in her hands, the woman broke the lock on the window quickly. She gently pushed the door open and entered the room. Xiao Chen's eyes, which were originally closed, suddenly narrowed to an imperceptible gap in the darkness. His sensitive sixth senses allowed him to sense the person who came. Who was it? Why did she come to my room? Could it be Taoist Luli? Impossible. I've lost my clothes. How did he find me? With the help of the moonlight, Xiao Chen saw a petite woman with a strong figure. She was quietly walking toward him, who was sitting on the bed with his legs crossed. She held a dagger in her hand, and it flickered with a ghastly cold light in the darkness like an icy cold venomous snake, ghastly and terrifying. You're here. Xiao Chen opened his eyes and suddenly said when the woman was approaching him. The woman was suddenly shocked. She found it strange that Xiao Chen was meditating. She was very puzzled. Did Xiao Chen believe in Buddhism or Taoism? Otherwise, why would he be meditating in the middle of the night? She just didn't expect Xiao Chen to be cultivating. After all, martial artists rarely sat still during cultivation. Even if he was a demonic cultivator, it was impossible for him to close his eyes and not move at all, right? However, the woman was obviously only stunned for a moment. She quickly adjusted her emotions. Xiao Chong, you're actually not sleeping. You're sitting here. Did you know that I was coming and were waiting for me? The woman's voice was a little cold and hollow. It sounded a little scary in the night, like the voice of a ghost. I didn't know that you were coming, and I don't know who you are. I just went to the Heavenly Clear Monastery today and learned a meditation method. Then you came. Are you a thief? Xiao Chen asked. It's not common to see a female Spider-Man. The woman was slightly stunned when she heard Xiao Chen's words. Did he think that she was a thief who could leap onto roofs and vault over walls? However, the woman only paused for a moment. She didn't stop at all. The dagger in her hand quickly stabbed toward Xiao Chen's chest without any warning. However, Xiao Chen had already sensed the woman's evil intentions. With a slight turn of his body, he avoided the woman's dagger. At this moment, Xiao Chen had a rough understanding of the woman's strength. Although she wasn't weak and had about the 8th to 9th level of inner strength, she was still not Xiao Chen's match in terms of strength. However, Xiao Chen didn't dare to be careless because this woman's moves were very strange. They didn't seem like normal martial arts. Her movements were very fast, like in martial arts novels. Only speed could not be broken. If it wasn't for the fact that Xiao Chen was prepared and his sixth senses were sharp, it would be hard to say if he could have dodged this attack. You have some skills. Xiao Chen stood up but didn't attack. His moves were all killing moves. He wanted to leave her alive and ask her about her background. Humph! The dagger once again stabbed toward Xiao Chen. The direction of the movement was tricky and strange. An expert with a saber, Xiao Chen could only come up with this conclusion. Regardless of whether it was a martial cultivator or a demonic cultivator, they were not good at using weapons, because weapons would restrict the display of their strength. Unless it was a divine weapon, it would hinder the eruption of inner strength and demonic qi. This was especially true for experts at the martial master level. It was better to not use it. Xiao Chen leaned back and dodged the attack. However, he was a little shocked in his heart. This person's speed was too fast. If he wasn't a cultivator, he might have already been hit. In this pitch-black environment, even a martial master of a higher rank might fail. Seeing that Xiao Chen dodged it, the woman was a little surprised. However, the dagger attacked again with a cold flash. The next moment it was close to Xiao Chen. Xiao Chen seized the opportunity and grabbed the dagger in the woman's hand. The woman was shocked. She didn't expect Xiao Chen to grab her dagger after dodging it. The woman was wearing night vision goggles, so that she could see things in the dark. However, Xiao Chen was not wearing anything. Yet he was able to make such accurate judgments in the dark. He even dared to snatch the dagger. This really shocked her. She quickly retracted her hand, but Xiao Chen continued to move forward. In the end, he grabbed the woman's chest. Ah! The woman was startled, and her face turned red. She dodged backward, but she did not expect Xiao Chen to grab her. As she retreated, she felt pain from the pull. She could not help but curse. Idiot. Shameless. Xiao Chen actually didn't do it on purpose. He wanted to grab the dagger, but the woman's speed was so fast that she dodged directly. As a result, he grabbed the wrong position. Moreover, Xiao Chen didn't expect that the woman wasn't wearing a bra. It wasn't that the woman didn't wear it, but it was uncomfortable to wear a bra at night. Furthermore, it restricted her movements during a fight, so she wouldn't wear it. How could she know that Xiao Chen would grab her here? However, the woman's unintentional words made Xiao Chen slightly stunned. This woman is a Japanese? This made him suddenly think of a sect. And that was the ninja. Are you a ninja? Xiao Chen frowned and asked. He was a little puzzled. He thought that it was someone sent by Taoist Lu Li, but he didn't expect it to be a female ninja. However, he didn't have such a person among his enemies. Could it be that she was dealing with Su Chuxia? But how did she find him? Humph. The girl snorted coldly. She didn't want to continue fighting. She turned around and jumped out of the window. When Xiao Chen walked to the window, there was no one outside. The cold night wind blew into the window. If the window wasn't open, Xiao Chen would have thought that he was dreaming. Chapter 556. Xiao Chen looked at the room opposite him. It looked very safe, and there was nothing wrong with it. He heaved a sigh of relief. This person knew him, and knew that his name was Xiao Chong. It was a little strange that she had come here to deal with him. If she had the ability, why didn't she deal with Su Chuxia? Could it be that the person she wanted to deal with was actually him? Now that he was on guard, Xiao Chen paid close attention to Su Chuxia's movements for the rest of the night. In the middle of the night, he vaguely saw some light coming from inside. Perhaps someone had woken up to go to the toilet. After a while, the light disappeared. Nothing else happened even until dawn, which made Xiao Chen heave a sigh of relief. The woman quickly ran out of the neighborhood, got on a motorcycle, and left quickly late at night. Racers would appear from time to time. Therefore, there was nothing special about the woman riding the motorcycle in the dark. At the Sakura clubhouse, the woman stopped the motorcycle and quickly entered the clubhouse. The clubhouse was already closed. The woman was clearly not here to spend money, but rather, she was a resident here. After entering the clubhouse hall, the woman carefully locked the door again. However, she did not go upstairs. Instead, she turned around and walked to a screen in the lobby. Behind the screen was a fire hydrant. However, when the woman opened the hydrant, there was a secret door inside. She carefully pushed the secret door open and walked into a long and narrow corridor. It was a completely different world. It looked like another place. Stopping in front of the last door, the woman knocked on it. Nishima Kikuo's unpleasant voice came from inside. Qianxue, right? Come in. Yes. The woman was the female ninja, Ling Qianxue. She pushed the door open and knelt on the ground. In the room, Nishima Kikuo was reading a book. When he saw Ling Qianxue come in, he threw the book aside and stared at her calmly without saying anything. Ling Qianxue was very careful. If Nishima Kikuo did not say anything, she did not dare to speak casually. Did you see Xiao Chong? How was it? Nishima Kikuo closed his eyes and reached out to massage his facial muscles. He calmly asked Ling Qianxue, who was kneeling in front of him. Master Nishima, Xiao Chong is a martial artist. Although I'm not sure of his level, he should be about the same as me, Ling Qianxue said carefully. I waited in the neighborhood where Su Chuxia lived and saw Xiao Chong and Su Chuxia coming back together. Xiao Chong's room was opposite Su Chuxia's building. The two rooms faced each other. Did he recognize you? Nishima Kikuo asked. Probably not, Ling Qianxue said. But his strength is very high. I shouldn't be his opponent in front of him. And I also have the advantage in the dark. If it was in the daytime, I don't have the confidence to defeat him. Or is he from the Supernatural Bureau? Naishima Kikuo asked. Most likely. Otherwise, he wouldn't live in the same neighborhood as Su Chuxia and go out together, Ling Qianxue said. This is a little complicated. Yi Dao Kuroto nodded. What's the possibility of him kidnapping Su Chuxia under his watch? If there are 2 or 3 ninjas with similar strength to mine, they should be able to restrain Xiao Chang. I suspect that he is a martial master, Ling Qianxue said. 2 or 3. Naishima Kikuo shook his head. Not even 1 is possible. You don't have a criminal record in the past, so you haven't been targeted and recorded by the agents of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau here. Other ninjas with high strength have records with the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Not to mention Lon City, you'll be targeted the moment you enter the country. Please punish me, Lord Yi Dao. Ling Qianxue lowered her head and said. It's not your fault. Yukio Yashima waved his hand and said. We can still gather people by smuggling them, but we can't do that in a short period of time. As for the research base, we must get our hands on the data as soon as possible. Looks like I can only cooperate with Lu Li and the others. Yes, Ling Qianxue carefully nodded. Then this subordinate. Continue to monitor Xiao Chang. I will instruct you on your next move. I will go meet Kai Lehu and Taoist Lu Li tomorrow, Yashima Kikuo said. On Sunday, Su Chuxia obediently did not go out. Hetian Sourso played video games at home. They had just bought a new game console, and the 2 of them had a lot of fun playing. They only had food during the day, but in the evening, Tian Sourso wanted to eat something good. Why don't we ask Xiao Chang to cook for us? That's not a good idea, right? Su Chuxia hesitated. What's wrong with that? Sister Sourso will definitely listen. Watch me. Tian Sourso picked up her phone and dialed Xiao Chen's number. Hello, Sourso? Xiao Chen saw Tian Sourso on the phone in the living room. He didn't expect it to be a call from Big Sister. Xiao Chang, we're hungry. We want to have a feast tonight. Can you cook for us tonight? Tian Sourso said. Once Sister Sourso is full, she will forget some of the unhappy and sad past. She won't think about it anymore. Hee, no problem. Xiao Chen smiled. Even if Tian Sourso didn't say anything else, he didn't think of rejecting her. After all, he was also very bored. The job of monitoring and protecting was not that easy. Xiao Chen went downstairs and drove to the nearby market. Dang dang dang. The sound of knocking came from the door of Su Chuxia's house. The 2 of them were playing games when Su Chuxia shouted. Who is it? It's me, Xiao Chang. The person at the door said. Because the volume of the game on the TV was very loud, Su Chuxia and Tian Sourso didn't hear it clearly. Su Chuxia said, Sourso, go and open the door. I'll die if I go. Tian Sourso pointed at her character on the TV and said, Chuxia, you go. I'm the host. If I die, we'll start over. Su Chuxia said. Okay. Tian Sourso ran over reluctantly. She didn't ask much and quickly opened the door. Just as she was about to come back to play, she felt something spray on her face. She immediately became dizzy and didn't know what happened. She fell to the ground with a plop. And the people who came in were Ling Qianxue, Taoist Lu Li, and Kai Lehu. During the day, Yasuo Yashima went to discuss with Kai Lehu and Taoist Lu Li. The 3 of them discussed that they had to quickly kidnap Su Chuxia, and then threaten Su Chuxia's father, Professor Su, to make him hand over the research secrets. After all, the research in the Research Institute was almost at the end. Once the research was completed, and the results were handed over, it would be completely useless to threaten them. Although Professor Su was the person in charge of the Research Institute, it was important to know that the results of a research were not the work of 1 or 2 people, but the overall effort of the whole team. Once the information was handed over, it would be deleted and backed up. No matter how good Professor Su's memory was, it was impossible for him to restore the results of the research. The only thing he could do was to explain the theory. However, the theory was useless to Kai Wuliang and Yasuo Yashima. They didn't have anyone capable of continuing the research. They got these things for commercial purposes, not for their own research. Unless the Sakura group returned to Japan and handed it over to their country, they wouldn't get any benefits. Therefore, after some discussion, they decided to forcefully take Su Chuxia away. Therefore, the three experts came together to fight against Xiao Chang. They didn't expect Xiao Chang to go out to buy groceries. It didn't take much effort at all. Ling Qianxue was a little regretful. If it was such a good opportunity, she could have done it alone. Master Yushima wouldn't have needed help at all. However, there was no other way. Who would have thought that the opportunity would come so quickly? Sour so you? Su Chuxia was just about to ask why he wasn't back yet. When she looked up, she saw three strangers in her house. Tian Sourso fell to the ground and didn't know what was going on. You are. Without saying a word, Ling Qianxue went up and sprayed her with a spray. How could a weak woman like Su Chuxia resist at all? She fainted immediately. Ling Qianxue didn't stop. She carried Su Chuxia and quickly walked out with Taoist Lu Li and Kai Lehu. Kai Lehu and Taoist Lu Li didn't expect things to go so smoothly, especially Taoist Lu Li. He was secretly happy. He didn't have to do anything. All he had to do was follow them, and he would get a sum of money. This job was really good. However, he didn't think that way anymore. This was because when they were about to get into the car, Xiao Chen's car came back. From afar, Xiao Chen saw three people sneaking out of Su Chuxia's unit and walking toward a commercial car. Although Su Chuxia was carried by Ling Qianxue, and he couldn't see her face clearly, Xiao Chen recognized Taoist Lu Li immediately. He took a closer look at the woman carrying the person. Wasn't this the ninja girl who ambushed him in the middle of the night? Xiao Chen immediately became alert. He looked at the clothes of the person the ninja girl was carrying. It must be Su Chuxia. Xiao Chen stepped on the accelerator. The car sped over and directly hit the front of the commercial car. There was a shortage of parking spaces in the neighborhood. There were cars on both sides of the commercial car. Since the front of the commercial car was hit by Xiao Chen's car, they naturally couldn't get out. The three people had already gotten into the commercial car and were ready to leave. However, the situation in front of them made it obvious that they couldn't leave. Kai Lehu, Taoist Lu Li, and Ling Qianxue could only throw Su Chuxia in the back seat of the car and get out. It really is you guys. Taoist Lu Li, we meet again. Xiao Chen looked at Taoist Lu Li coldly. Why don't you be a good Taoist? Why do you have to rob people? I don't know what you're thinking. Amit Ba, this humble Taoist is just a bystander. Watch this. After Taoist Lu Li finished speaking, he took out a horsetail whisk from somewhere and flung it at Xiao Chen. A strong wind blew, and Xiao Chen's expression was a little serious. Chapter 557. This Taoist Lu Li was actually a martial arts master. Although Yang Ming didn't know if he was a demonic cultivator or something, his strength was not weak. Motherf ****. How can you be so despicable and shameless? Sneak attack. As Xiao Chen said this, he threw a fireball at Taoist Lu Li's crotch. Aya, what the ****? Who's sneak attacking who? Taoist Lu Li didn't expect that Xiao Chen could use martial arts while dodging. Of course, everyone regarded Xiao Chen's fireball as a martial arts skill. After all, demonic cultivators could use similar martial arts skills. Taoist Lu Li hurriedly dodged back, but the fireball still hit his crotch. His crotch was immediately caught on fire, causing him to jump all over the ground and keep slapping his crotch. However, how could the Samadhi true fire be extinguished with a casual slap? Taoist Lu Li thought that it could be easily extinguished, but it didn't. Not only did the fire not extinguish, but it also burned more and more vigorously. What the ***** is this? It's burning me to death. Taoist Lu Li had no choice but to lie on the ground and start rolling. Martial arts master? And a demonic cultivator? Kai Lehu glanced at Xiao Chen and said, You are not from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau doesn't have a demonic cultivator like you. What's mysterious about it? What are you talking about? You guys kidnapped my girlfriend. Do you want to die? Xiao Chen snorted coldly. However, looking at the miserable appearance of Taoist Lu Li rolling on the ground, Ling Qianxue and Kai Lehu didn't dare to act rashly. The fire on Taoist Lu Li's body had not been extinguished yet. If he was provoked by Xiao Chen's big move, wouldn't he be as unlucky as Taoist Luli? Hurry up and deal with this kid. Otherwise, someone will come later. Taoist Luli shouted as he rolled on the ground. He finally extinguished the fire on his body, and his crotch was also burned. He could only take off his shirt and wrap it around his crotch to cover his ugly appearance. You little B****, you burned my bird. Why do you need a bird? Xiao Chen smiled and said, Anyway, I'm not getting married. Oh, I told you we are Taoists, not monks. We can get married. Taoist Luli said angrily. Oh, then you deserve your bad luck. Xiao Chen smiled. Let's go together and kill this kid. Taoist Luli waved his hand and rushed forward. Taoist Li, let Taoist Lu said. Qianxue, let Taoist Lu shall be. Taoist Lu is Taoist Lu. He wasn't an idiot. He didn't dare to fight Xiao Chen head-on. If he couldn't defeat Xiao Chen and got burned like Taoist Lu Li, he would lose more than he gained. It was more important to kidnap Su Chuxia. Who cared if he could defeat Xiao Chen? So what if he didn't? Wait, don't move. Suddenly, Xiao Chen shouted, and a fireball appeared in his hand. He pointed at Kai Lehu and said, Try and move. Do you believe that I will blow you up with a fireball on the fuel tank of my car? Ah, Kai Lehu was shocked and stopped. He didn't dare to move forward. Then you don't want the car anymore? How much is a Jetta? Are you stupid? Xiao Chen rolled his eyes at him, as if he was stupid. That's true. Kai Lehu believed it and didn't dare to move. He could see that the kid in front of him was sinister and specialized in dirty tricks. Just now, Taoist Luli was almost burned to death by him. And you, ninja girl, if you dare to get in the car, do you believe that I will burn your clothes? Xiao Chen pointed at Ling Qianxue and said. Although Ling Qianxue was wearing a black scarf, she still couldn't help but blush secretly. Thinking about how Xiao Chen grabbed her there yesterday, she immediately cursed Xiao Chen for acting like a hooligan. What do you want? Kai Lehu asked. If you have something to say, let's talk it out. Brother, we don't have any bad intentions. You aren't from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, right? No, what is that place? Xiao Chen asked. You really aren't? Kai Lehu rolled his eyes and asked. It really isn't. Xiao Chen shook his head. Then do you dare to swear it? Swear on your identity as a martial artist, that if you are a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, you will never be able to cultivate. Kai Lehu said. Are you sick? Xiao Chen pointed to the Jetta next to him and said. How can I swear? Do you want me to blow up the car again? If you blow up the car, we'll all get hurt. Kai Lehu said carefully. Then I'll blow you up. Xiao Chen threw a fireball at Kai Lehu. F***CK. Fortunately, Kai Lehu reacted quickly and pointed his finger at Xiao Chen. He jumped in fright and quickly dodged. He was almost burned. He was so angry that he shouted. Everyone attack together now, he has no more fireballs. Why don't you try? Another fireball appeared in Xiao Chen's hand. Previously, it was his right hand. This time it was his left hand. Obviously, when he threw the fireball in his right hand, he condensed another one in his left hand. Taoist Lu Li and Ling Qianxue were watching from the side, and Kai Lehu was in a dilemma. Young hero, you see, we can actually cooperate. We didn't want to hurt your girlfriend. Since you are not a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, we can actually cooperate and make money together. You want to make a lot of money, right? I have a car. Will I be short of money? Are you stupid? Xiao Chen said. Are you leaving or not? If not, I'll burn you. Kai Lehu was a little angry in his heart. The three of them could actually attack together and defeat Xiao Chen. However, Taoist Lu Li and Ling Qianxue obviously had their concerns. If the three of them were not united, there was really nothing they could do. Even if they attacked together, they would not be able to take down Xiao Chen if they did not use all their strength. If he went up and fought, he felt that he would not be a match for him. Xiao Chen was a fiend master, and he was a martial master. He regretted not letting his son Kai Wujing come as well. This way both father and son were martial masters. It would be better, at least they could work together. Well, look at your car. It's just a Jetta. Kai Lehu continued. Say it again? Xiao Chen raised the fireball. Young hero, will meet again. See you next time. Kai Lehu turned around and ran. His heart was filled with resentment. F*CKU. Taoist Lu Li and Ling Qianxue. You're just going to watch, right? You're not going to make a move, right? Okay, really okay. Since that's the case, the situation is already over. What's the point of me talking nonsense here? I'll run first. Thinking of this, he directly ran away, abandoning the car. It's only the two of you left. Tell me what's going on. Why did you kidnap my girlfriend? Xiao Chen raised the fireball and asked. You also know that this fireball has to be thrown after a long time. Otherwise, it'll burn your hands. Taoist Lu Li coughed twice. Well, I'm really here to be a bystander. I just want to ask, is the talisman paper and immortal water I gave you yesterday enough? If it's not enough, I still have more. Well, I'll leave first. Stop, Xiao Chen said directly. The range of my fireball is a little far. Let me see if your running speed can exceed the speed of sound. 1, 2, 3, run, brother. Taoist Lu Li turned around. My legs are not good, I can't run fast. Well, I don't know either. I'm here to help. Kai Lehu is the mastermind. If you don't believe me, you can ask this female ninja. Ling Qianxue nodded, indicating that what Taoist Lu Li said was right. She also had a headache with Xiao Chen. Fortunately, he didn't use the fireball last night. Otherwise, she would have been defeated. The one who ran is the mastermind. Really? Asked Xiao Chen. It's true. We're all here to help. I'm here for the money. Taoist Lu Li said. Didn't I say it? I want to raise money to repair the Taoist temple. Oh, what about you, ninja girl? Ninja girl? Xiao Chen looked at Ling Qianxue. I don't know. My master sent me to help Kai Lehu, said Ling Qianxue. Forget it. You guys go. Xiao Chen waved his hand. If ordinary people saw him holding a fireball, they would definitely feel strange. It wouldn't be good if they attracted a crowd. These people were probably here for Su Chuxia's father. In fact, Xiao Chen didn't need to ask to know. Although Xiao Chen was holding a fireball, he also knew that this thing wasn't a big threat to Taoist Lu Li and Ling Qianxue, who were vigilant. It was no problem to scare them. If they really fought, they would be at a disadvantage. Su Chuxia was still in the car. If Kai Lehu returned and took the opportunity to steal Su Chuxia, he would be in trouble. Therefore, Xiao Chen let the two of them leave. Ah, really? You can leave now. Then I'm leaving. If you have time, come to Tianqing Temple to play with me. Taoist Lu Li turned around and ran away. It was as if he was stepping on a flaming wheel. My master won't give up, said Ling Qianxue. Ha! Xiao Chen looked at Ling Qianxue strangely. Are you threatening me? Now that they are all gone, I can easily deal with you. Ninja girl, your figure is not bad. I like it the most. A warrior can be killed but not humiliated. Ling Qianxue stiffened her neck and said, I'm a ninja with the spirit of a warrior. I'm just telling you that I won't give up. If you want to kill me, do it. Oh, I won't kill you. I will hee. Xiao Chen looked at Ling Qianxue with a smile. If you come over, I will bite the poison and commit suicide. There's poison in my mouth. Ling Qianxue looked like she was facing death calmly. Forget it. Xiao Chen waved his hand. He couldn't communicate with this kind of strange female ninja. This person was not only not afraid of death, but also afraid of humiliation. Before leaving, she still told him that she wouldn't give up. It was really incomprehensible. However, Xiao Chen had no intention of killing her. He waved his hand and let her go. She was just a brainwashed ninja girl. Xiao Chen wanted to deal with the people behind her, not her. After these people left, Xiao Chen walked to the business car and found that Su Chuxia was already awake. She was hugging her legs and curled up in the car seat. Her eyes were staring outside. You're awake? Xiao Chen walked over and was relieved to see that Su Chuxia was fine. Chapter 558. Yes, you scared them away? Su Chuxia was a little surprised. The three of them didn't look weak, but they were all scared away. I was just lucky. I scared them off. They won't be so lucky next time when they're prepared. Xiao Chen shook his head. This Taoist Lu Li's eyes were a little flickering, just now, as if he knew that he used the true samadhi fire of Taoism. Although Xiao Chen wasn't sure, it was hard to guarantee that he wouldn't come up with a countermeasure next time. It really is Taoist Luli. You're right. He's not a good person. Su Chuxia sighed. I didn't believe it before, but now. Don't think so much. Let's go upstairs. Xiao Chen looked at the key on the driver's seat. Obviously, the three of them didn't have time to remove it. Xiao Chen casually removed the key and said, This car is not bad. I'll commandeer it. We'll drive it to school tomorrow. Pfft. How can you just casually take other people's things? Su Chuxia was amused. She was scared just now, but now she was amused by the relaxed atmosphere. The two of them got out of the car. Xiao Chen took the ingredients out of the Jetta and locked the car. He didn't care about where the car was parked and walked to the entrance of the unit with Su Chuxia. Anyway, these two cars were his anyway. Other than his MPV, it wouldn't affect anyone else. Just as he reached the entrance of the unit, he saw Tian Suruan rushing down the stairs. Clearly, Tian Suruan had woken up and realized that Su Chuxia wasn't there. She rushed down the stairs to chase after her, only to see Xiao Chen and Su Chuxia face to face. Chuxia, are you okay? Tian Suruan saw Su Chuxia and was stunned. Then she hugged her happily. I'm okay. You stupid Suruan. Why didn't you watch when you opened the door? I was almost taken away. Fortunately, Xiao Chang arrived in time. Su Chuxia still had lingering fears. Now she believed Xiao Chen's words. She knew that he was following her for her own good. Even though she was being monitored by his binoculars, she didn't have any complaints. He was really doing it for her own good. As for himself, he even went to look for Taoist Luli to ask for medicine. That Taoist Luli was a big swindler and a bad guy. If Xiao Chen hadn't seen through him and taken precautions against him, he might have been fooled. Fortunately, Xiao Chen accompanied him yesterday. Otherwise, he might not have been able to leave the heavenly pure temple. Su Chuxia shuddered at the thought. Sister Sour doesn't know either. I heard the person at the door say that it was Xiao Chang. I was in a hurry to come back to play games, so I opened the door. Who knew that I would faint? Tian Sour said gloomily. It's good that you're fine. Otherwise, I would have been scared to death. It's fine. Let's go up. Su Chuxia nodded. By the way, Chuxia, why do these people want to catch you? I vaguely saw that Taoist Luli? Tian Sour asked curiously. I don't know either. Maybe they want to kidnap me to threaten my father. Su Chuxia said. My father's research institute has some top-secret information. Maybe they want to use me as a threat to exchange for information from my father. At this time, Su Chuxia couldn't hide it anymore. She could only tell him what happened. Anyway, Tian Sour should be able to guess a thing or two. If she continued to hide it, she might implicate Tian Sour. It can't be right? Then these people are the so-called hostile forces? Commercial espionage? Tian Sour said in surprise. But that Taoist, why is he involved? What's the use of that information for him? It's not like he can eat it. Why do you only know how to eat it? Su Chuxia glared at Tian Sour. Didn't you hear him say yesterday that he wanted to rebuild the temple? Maybe he was asked by someone to earn money. If that's the case, this Taoist is really wicked. Tian Sour said. Then it's all thanks to Xiao Chang. Oh right, Xiao Chang fought 3 people alone? I think I saw 3 of them. Yes, you know how powerful Xiao Chang is. Not to mention 3. He can even fight 8 to 10, Su Chuxia said. That's true. Tian Sour nodded. That's too scary. Chuxia, they won't come again, right? Su Chuxia wasn't sure. It's hard to say. Anyway, be careful. I'll keep an eye on you, Xiao Chen said. Xiao Chang, you're too good to us. Chuxia, why don't you just agree to him? Where can you find a man who treats you so well and protects you like this? If it's Sister Sour, I'll agree. Tian Sour said. Then agree to it. Su Chuxia shrugged. Although he's tall and handsome, he's not rich. He doesn't meet Sister Sour's requirements, Tian Sour said. I think he's quite rich. He has the ability to treat people. I think the two of you can work together to open a Taoist temple. Didn't the two of you discuss opening a Taoist temple yesterday? Su Chuxia glanced at Tian Sour. That makes sense. Tian Sour nodded. It's just that he doesn't like me. He only likes you. Sister Sour can't do anything about it. How do you know he doesn't like you? Su Chuxia asked. If he likes me, he would have exposed me yesterday. He would have taken advantage of the situation and really wanted to be my boyfriend. But he didn't, which means he doesn't like me anymore. Tian Sour said gloomily. Sister Sour still knows her place. Su Chuxia was speechless. She looked at Xiaochen. Why don't we tell her the truth? Up to you. Xiaochen didn't care too much. Since those people had already made their move, his identity would be exposed sooner or later. So, it didn't matter whether he told Tian Sour or not. Hey, what are you two talking about? What truth? Tian Sour asked curiously. Don't tell me you two are already secretly together? Ahem. Sour, actually your guess is right. Xiao Chang is actually one of those special agents who returned to school. He's a very powerful special agent. Su Chuxia said. Is that true? Tian Sour was stunned. Her eyes widened in disbelief. Stop joking. How is that possible? Besides, how did you know Chuxia? Chuxia is right. I was ordered to protect Chuxia. Xiaochen took over the topic and said, let's go upstairs and talk. Oh. Tian Sour looked at Xiao Chang in surprise. She didn't know if the two of them teamed up to trick her, or if it was true. The three of them went upstairs and returned to the living room. Xiaochen didn't waste any time and said directly, Sour, actually, I'm from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to protect Su Chuxia. This is my ID. As Xiaochen said this, he took out Yang Tan's ID and handed it to Tian Sour. It's true. Tian Sour looked at Xiaochen's ID and was a little surprised. When she saw the photo and name inside, her reaction was similar to Su Chuxia's. Yang Jianan? What an ugly name. Also, why did you look like a gigolo before? It's really ugly. You look better now. Hee. Xiaochen smiled. So, you don't have to matchmake me with Chuxia. She actually knows that I'm doing this for the mission. Me pursuing her is just an excuse. Me pursuing her, and you is actually the same. There's no difference. I'm just creating an illusion in front of outsiders, so that they think that I have a reason to be with you all day long. If that's the case, then why don't you pursue Sister Sour? Sister Sour will give you a chance to pursue her. Tian Sour said after listening. Puffed. Su Chuxia snorted. Sour, what's wrong with your brain? It's all fake. What's the difference? It's not the same. Sigh, Sister Sour hasn't experienced what it's like to be pursued. Actually, Sister Sour wants to be in a relationship. It's the fake kind. I want to experience the feeling of being pursued. Tian Sour said. It's all fake. You still want to experience it? Su Chuxia was a little inexplicable. What kind of logic is this? It has to be fake. Tian Sour sighed. I don't know when I'll be taken back by my family, so I don't have much time to play. Aren't there a lot of people pursuing you in school? Su Chuxia asked curiously. Don't tell me you really like Xiao Chang? How is that possible? Tian Sour quickly shook his head. The people in school are all childish children. They're not interesting at all. I'm not interested in any of them. Besides, I already said that it's fake. If it's real, I don't dare to do it. If my family finds out that I'm in a relationship with someone else, I'll be hung up and beaten to death. Is it that serious? Su Chuxia was a little puzzled. What kind of family is that? I didn't see them looking for you. It's not time yet. Tian Sour said. It will come when the time comes. Forget it, let's not talk about this. Xiao Chang, what do you think of my suggestion? You can pursue me in front of outsiders. Otherwise, Chuxia won't be able to interact with you. Your family is too scary. I'm afraid that I'll accidentally harm you. Oh right, I poked you yesterday. You won't be beaten to death when you go home, right? Xiaochen suddenly thought of the main point of the matter. I lied to you yesterday. It wasn't poked at all. My period came. Tian Sour waved his hand. But it's true that it hurts a little. How can it be poked so easily? I say. Xiaochen didn't quite believe it either, but the blood yesterday wasn't fake. He could only believe it for now. He was relieved when he heard it today. What about my suggestion? Tian Sour asked. Whatever. In any case, I'm fine with it. Furthermore, I don't think I'll have much time left. After this matter is over, I might have to leave. I can't keep carrying out the same mission. Xiaochen nodded and explained. So, I might not be able to chase after them for long. Just a few days. I'm begging you. I just want to experience it for a while. I'll be done once I'm done, Tian Sour said. I really don't understand you, Sour. Can't you just let a random person in school pursue you for 2 days? Su Chuxiao was a little puzzled. How can I do that? I have to respond to him. It's like playing a love game. I can't let him pursue me without getting anything in return. I have to slowly accept it. If it's someone from school, can I agree to go on a date with him? If I agree to go on a date with him, wouldn't I be playing a trick on him? Tian Sour said. Chapter 559. I see. Su Chuxiao nodded and looked at Xiaochen. Then I don't care. You decide. Anyway, Saori is a troublemaker. Alright, it's a reason to contact you guys. For the time being, Taoist Luli and Kai Leha don't know my identity. I'll tease them first. Xiaochen nodded. I'll go cook. However, Chuxia, you'd better contact your father and tell him what happened just now. I'll make the corresponding arrangements. Su Chuxia nodded. Xiaochen went to the kitchen to cook. At the same time, he sent a message to Song Huawu to tell them about what happened just now. He asked them to pay close attention to Kai Lehu and Taoist Luli, as well as the islanders in Lan City. Kai Lehu. Xiaochen suddenly thought of Kai Wuliang. Could the two of them be from the same family? Thinking about it, it was possible. It seemed like he had to be more vigilant in school. However, Tian Saori's request made Xiaochen feel a little strange. She wanted him to pursue her? She just wanted to feel it. What was wrong with her? Also, her strange family. He had never heard of such a family. However, there were many things in the world that he didn't know. There were also many levels. Xiaochen couldn't care so much. He could only take care of the things in front of him. In the Wave Club, Kai Lehu sat in the main seat with a depressed expression. He looked at Taoist Luli, Yukio Yashima, and Ling Qianxue beside him and said, I say, you guys are too weak. That Xiao Chong might not be that powerful. If we go together, we can definitely restrain him. Easy for you to say. Why don't you go? I'm already very kind. I was the first to attack, but his fireball is too powerful. It's not easy to extinguish it. I'm still having a headache. Taoist Luli snorted. Boss Kai, you have to compensate me for this loss. Compensation is not a problem, but today's mission has failed. It will be difficult to touch Su Chuxiao again. Tell me, who is that Xiao Chong? Is he from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? Kai Lehu asked in a deep voice. This kid is sinister and vicious. I don't think he's from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. And Taoist Luli didn't continue. And what? Kai Lehu asked. Besides, didn't you say that there is no such person in the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? Taoist Luli said. That's true. Kai Lehu nodded. Mr. Yashima, your subordinate isn't very good. Did he stop after being scared by someone? We are working together now, so we should trust each other and not retreat. Mr. Kai, I've already asked. You were the one who didn't dare to approach the Jetta first, so Qianxue didn't get into the MPV. Who can you blame for this? Yorishima Kikuo said calmly. I guess so. Then let's talk about the next step of the plan. Kai Lehu waved his hand and didn't want to argue about this anymore. I think the breakthrough point should be Xiao Chong. If we can get Xiao Chong to help us, we can work together to kidnap Su Chuxia and threaten Professor Su. What do you guys think? That Xiao Chong is not easily bewitched, Ling Qianxue spoke at this moment. We have to give it a try no matter what. Taoist Luli rolled his eyes and said, I have met him once before, and we are quite familiar with each other. Why don't I give it a try and see if I can convince him? That's a good idea. Kai Lehu nodded. It's mainly because Xiao Chong's fireball is too annoying. It would be great if it could be cracked. This little Taoist might have a way, said Taoist Luli. Oh! Kai Lehu's eyes lit up. Taoist Luli, do you have a way? I'm not sure, but I can discuss it with my master. Taoist Luli said. But, as he spoke, Taoist Luli made a money-counting gesture. Here you go. Kai Lehu was a little unhappy. This Taoist Luli was too greedy. He took out his checkbook, wrote a check for 1 million yuan, and handed it to Taoist Luli. Is that okay? Okay, but it's a little too little. Taoist Luli was a little regretful. It's only 1 million yuan. It's not enough to repair a door. If you can deal with Xiao Chong and get him to help us, I will give you 10 times the amount. Kai Lehu said, this is just an advance payment. That's more like it. Taoist Luli chuckled. As for Yashima Kikuo, he was not short of money at all. He and Kai Lehu were just working together to get what they needed. The few of them agreed that Taoist Luli would go to look for Xiao Chen, and the others would stay put for the time being. After these people left, Kai Wujin walked in. Dad, I heard that Xiao Chong is a martial arts master? Yes, don't provoke him. Kai Lehu nodded. You are not his match. If your brother and I go alone, we might not be his match either. His fireball technique is very impressive. Then Su Chuxia and I. Kai Wujin was a little depressed. Although he had a motive for pursuing Su Chuxia, she was indeed very beautiful and had the demeanor of a goddess. If she chased after him, he would be proud. If he brought her out, he would brag about it. However, the appearance of Xiao Chong messed up everything. Don't mess around. Before figuring out where Xiao Chong came from, it's best not to have any ideas about him. This guy is a little strange, Kai Lehu reminded. Yes, father. I understand. Kai Wujin nodded. Taoist Luli hurried back to Tianqing Monastery and immediately went to look for his master, Perfected Jiao Pian. Perfected Jiao Pian had just come out of seclusion. Perfected Jiao Pian had tacitly allowed Taoist Luli to participate in this matter. Otherwise, Taoist Luli would not have dared to act on his own. How was it? Did you succeed? Perfected Jiao Pian asked when he saw Taoist Luli return. No, don't mention it. Look at me. As he spoke, Taoist Luli took off the clothes around his waist, revealing his burnt crotch. Puffed. Perfected Jiao Pian was shocked. Luli, what happened to you? Did you sit on a brazier? Hey, don't mention it. Master, I was burned with fire and I suspect that it was the true Samadhi fire. Taoist Luli said. What? It's our Taoist true Samadhi fire? Really? Perfected Jiao Pian was stunned and said. What happened? Tell me in detail. Yes. Taoist Luli nodded and told Perfected Jiao Pian in detail about what happened today. Perfected Jiao Pian suddenly fell into deep thought. According to what you said, this Xiao Chong knows talismans and asked you for talisman paper and cinnabar. He could even activate the true Samadhi fire today. Is he also a cultivator? I also have some doubts about this, Taoist Luli said. So he is not easy to deal with. In that case, this Xiao Chong is not a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. It is impossible for the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to have a cultivator that we do not know. Perfected Jiao Pian nodded and said. However, it is not impossible to deal with the true Samadhi fire. It is not a problem to simply defend. Oh, Master has a way. Taoist Luli was immediately delighted. And it is just the true Samadhi fire. According to the strength you mentioned, you only need to buy a few fireproof suits from the fire brigade, Perfected Jiao Pian said. The fireproof suit can't defend against the true Samadhi fire, right? Taoist Luli thought for a while and said. Of course it can't defend against it normally. However, I just need to cast a spell on it and set up a fireproof array. If you are worried, you can also use a few fire extinguishing talismans. Then it will be foolproof, Perfected Jiao Pian said. Oh, that's good. Now we can deal with Xiao Chong. I will go and talk to him first. If it doesn't work, we will use force, Taoist Luli said. And I will need a few days to set up the array here. You go and talk to Xiao Chong first. If it is okay, it is better to resolve it peacefully. Ba. Perfected Jiao Pian nodded and said. But he seemed to be thinking about something. Xiao Chen cooked a table full of delicious food. Su Chuxia and Tian Souring ate happily. At night, Xiao Chen reminded them not to open the door to strangers. If anything happened, they were to call him immediately. Then he prepared to leave. Xiao Chong. Xiao Chen walked to the door, but was stopped by Tian Souring. Don't forget. Start courting me tomorrow. Tian Souring reminded him. Courting? All right, I won't forget. Xiaochen smiled bitterly. He had done many courting others in the past, but that was when he was weak and pretended to be a playboy. At that time, he would send flowers to Shen Jingxian and do something romantic. Speaking of which, it had been a long time since he had courted a girl. He was not used to Tian Souring's sudden request. Tian Souring sent Xiaochen off with satisfaction and closed the door. When she turned around, she saw Su Chuxia staring at her. She was shocked. Ah, Chuxia, what are you doing? Souring, have you really fallen for Xiaochang? Su Chuxia asked curiously. Ah, how is that possible? Tian Souring blushed and said. Sister Souring just wants to experience the feeling of being in love. That's it. Otherwise, if I get caught, I won't be able to experience it for the rest of my life. Alright, your family is really amazing. Su Chuxia didn't ask any more questions. From her point of view, since she knew that Xiao Chun was from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, he would eventually leave. If Tian Souring really wanted to date him, it would be a little silly. She knew that he was just a passerby in her life, so why would she want to date him? Su Chuxia shook her head and said, Go to bed early. After what happened today, I'm scared out of my wits. Xiaochen woke up early. The next morning, he had nothing to do, so he went to Su Chuxia's house. Since the door could be opened without a key, he casually opened it and went to the kitchen to get busy. There were still a lot of leftover ingredients from yesterday. Xiaochen planned to make a breakfast of love for Tian Souring. Although Tian Souring's request was a little ridiculous and strange, Xiaochen could see her desire, so he agreed. Chapter 560. Anyway, it was a piece of cake for him. He used to do it all the time, and was very familiar with it now. He just went to a 5-star hotel to buy breakfast, and cooked it himself. It wasn't that Xiaochen didn't want to buy breakfast, but he was afraid that Taoist Lu Li and his gang would come again when he left. Then he would be caught off guard. Xiaochen didn't enter the room to disturb them. Su Chuxia's room was a suite anyway, and there was a bathroom in the room. He wasn't afraid of anything awkward. He sat in the kitchen and quietly waited for Su Chuxia and the others to wake up. Xiaochen suddenly had a feeling that he wouldn't be staying in Lan City for long. Perhaps there would be a conclusion to this matter in the next few days. Su Chuxia woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. After washing up, she pushed Tian Souring, who was still lazing in bed. Hey Souring, wake up. It's time to go to school. Don't tell me you're also sleeping in at home? Ah, Tian Souring rubbed his eyes. There's an alarm clock at home. Don't I have you here? You're using me as an alarm clock. Su Chuxia was speechless. Okay, hurry up and wash up. I'll make you breakfast. Hey, your cooking isn't good. It's not as good as Xiaochang's. Tian Souring said. Call him then. Su Chuxia said angrily as she put on her clothes and walked out of the bedroom. Okay. Tian Souring got up in a daze and slowly put on his clothes. Then, he heard Su Chuxia scream from the living room. Aha! Aha! What happened to Chuxia? Those bad guys are here again? Don't be afraid, Sister Souring is here. With that said, Tian Souring looked around, picked up a large flower pot in the bedroom and rushed out. In a daze he stumbled and fell. The flower pot flew out with a whoosh. Seeing that it was about to hit Su Chuxia's back, Xiaochen jumped in fright. He wondered what Tian Souring was up to. Why did he have to be so clumsy and throw the flower pot away? He hurriedly reached out and pulled Su Chuxia into his arms. Then, he caught the flower pot with one hand and held it in his hand. Bam! Tian Souring tumbled to the ground feeling dizzy. Su Chuxia went to the kitchen to cook in her pajamas. She wasn't wearing a bra, so her body leaned softly against Xiaochen's body. She blushed and quickly broke free. She ran over to Tian Souring to check on him. Souring, are you okay? In Xiaochen's arms, he could still smell Su Chuxia's fragrance. It smelled good. Probably a mixture of shampoo and shampoo. Aya, that's not fair. Sister Sour almost fell to her death. But Chuxia is treated differently. Xiaochang, are you okay? Didn't you say that you would chase after Sister Sour? Why are you chasing after Chuxia now? You should have hugged Sister Sour Sour first. Tion Soren got up and sat on the ground. He said gloomily, my priority is to protect Su Chuxia, so I instinctively went to protect her. Xiaochen sweated. In fact, he was closer to Su Chuxia, and it was fine for Tion Soren to fall. However, if Su Chuxia was hit by the flower pot, she probably wouldn't be able to get out of bed for a few days. Okay. Tion Soren heard that Xiaochen's reason was reasonable, so she didn't dwell on it. Instead, she nodded and said, then when you're not protecting Chuxia, you have to treat Sister Sour Sour first. Hee. Didn't I wake up early in the morning and make you breakfast with love? Xiaochen smiled and said, yours is different from Chuxia's. Is that true? When Tion Soren heard that there was breakfast, she forgot about the pain in her body. She got up and ran to the kitchen. Sure enough, she saw 2 fried eggs, but hers was heart-shaped, and Su Chuxia's was ordinary. She was immediately happy. It's really different. That's great. It's just that Sister Sour Sour is sick of eating fried eggs. You're so troublesome. It's good enough that you have food. Su Chuxia didn't mind. She ate the same thing every day, so she didn't mind. Tion Souri remembered that Xiaochen had specially made it, so she sat down and started eating. However, the moment she started eating, she almost cried. F***ck. Sister Souri has lived for more than 10 years in vain. How can there be such a delicious fried egg? Su Chuxia looked at Tion Soren's tearful expression and was a little speechless. Sour Sour, are you okay? Your words are so sour that I'm about to cry. You two don't have to be so lovey-dovey. What's so good about a fried egg? When I made it for you yesterday, you looked like you had eaten poison. Today it's delicious? It's really delicious. Tion Soren finished the fried egg in 2 or 3 bites. She was a little unsatisfied and started drinking the milk on the table. Wow, this milk is delicious too. Su Chuxia was really speechless. Soren, I give up. Sure enough, he was right. Girls in love are all silly girls. After saying that, Su Chuxia sat down and started eating the fried egg. After taking a bite, she was stunned. After taking another bite, she realized that Tion Soren wasn't lying. She wasn't deliberately showing off. It was really delicious. How is it? Is it delicious? Tion Soren looked at Su Chuxia proudly. You won't scold me this time, right? Xiaochang, what did you do? Why is your cooking so delicious? Su Chuxia was a little puzzled. Even if you're from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, you don't have to learn these things, right? If I told you that I used to sell breakfast, would you believe me? Xiaochen smiled bitterly. Of course I would. When you guys are on a mission, you can disguise as any profession. Su Chuxia nodded. Well, something like that. Oh right, did you contact your father yesterday? What did he say? Xiaochen asked. He didn't reply. Maybe he's doing research. Usually, when I leave a message on QQ, he only replies me after a few days. Su Chuxia said as if it was normal. Okay. Xiaochen actually didn't expect Su Chuxia's father to be of much use. After all, he was just a researcher. It was good enough that he could take care of himself. After dinner, Tion Soren still wanted to continue. Xiaochang, if only you were really my boyfriend. I realized that my mouth was bitten by the food. What should I do? If Sister Soren doesn't eat it in the future, I'll feel uncomfortable all over. I have to leave eventually. Plus, I already have a girlfriend. Xiaochen smiled. Plus, aren't you going to be taken back by your family? That's true. Tion Soren nodded. I was just saying. Forget it, let's go to school. In the morning at the entrance of the classroom, Xiaochen gave Tion Soren a bouquet of flowers. Thus, the news of Xiaochang courting Tion Soren spread throughout the school. Some students with bad intentions went to Dean Xiao to report Xiaochang's puppy love. However, they were scolded by Dean Xiao. What? Are you jealous that he got first in the exam? If you can get first, you don't even have to go to school. Dean Xiao didn't like that student. His studies weren't good. He relied on his family's money to pass his days here. He didn't make any big mistakes. Don't think that he didn't know that this kid also liked Tion Soren. That student was a little dumbfounded. Plus, he gave you flowers. That's a classmate friendship. It's a pure relationship between a man and a woman. Dean Xiu snorted. If there's nothing else, go back. Before you talk about others, get your own results first. Yes. That student left helplessly. Kai Wujin also heard the news. He was stunned. What? So Xiaochang wasn't courting Su Chuxia but Tian Soran? What was the point of going against him? He thought that he was courting Su Chuxia. They were existences that could be friends. Thinking about it, it was normal for him to misunderstand. Xiaochang was courting Tian Soran, so it was normal for him to be friendly with his bestie, Su Chuxia. However, his father told him to stay put for the time being. This made Kai Wujin feel very helpless. Someone took a photo of the flowers you gave me and sent it to the school's Weixin group. Go and take a look. Sister Soran is so happy. Tian Soran sent a text message to Xiaochun. Oh, Xiaochun was stunned. He didn't expect the school to have a Weixin group. Hence, he randomly registered an account and used Xiaochang's name. He joined Tian Soran's Weixin and was invited into the group. As expected, everyone in the group was talking about the flowers that morning. What surprised everyone the most was that Tian Soran actually gave the flowers to her subordinate. If it was in the past, this would have been impossible. When others gave flowers to Tian Soran, she would put them in a vase in the class. As for Xiaochun's flowers, she put them in her desk. It was obvious that she had tacitly agreed to Xiaochun's pursuit of her. However, Xiaochun just looked at it and didn't say anything. Hence, no one noticed that he had been added into the group. However, not long after, someone verified his identity and wanted to add him. Xiaochun took a look and saw that it was someone called Wang Fantian. Could it be his junior high classmate, Wang Fantian? Xiaochun hesitated for a moment, but he still verified this person. Xiaochang, right? I'm the person you met at Azure Mountain that day. Do you still remember? I saw that you were with Su Chuxia and Tian Soran when you left, so I guess that you might be a student of this school. Why haven't I seen you before? Can we be friends? Let's have lunch together? After Wang Fantian verified his identity, he sent a bunch of messages over. Xiaochun frowned. This Wang Fantian was obviously interested in him. Actually, 3 years was not a long time, but it was not a short time either. The two of them hadn't seen each other for 3 years, but Xiaochun hadn't changed much since then. It was the same for Wang Fantian. In the 3rd year of junior high, the height and voice were basically fixed. Even if you were a little taller, your figure wouldn't change. It was understandable for Wang Fantian to be suspicious. Xiaochun thought about it and replied, Of course I remember. Let's meet at noon then. Xiaochun thought that it was better to meet him. Otherwise, with Wang Fantian's personality, it would be even more troublesome if he got into a dead end. His personality was a little reckless, and Xiaochun was really afraid that he would reveal his identity. Chapter 561. After all, no one suspected that Yang Tan was dead. The current Yang Tan was actually Xiaochun. However, if Wang Fantian leaked this information, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau would definitely launch an investigation. There were too many suspicious points about his identity that could not be investigated. Therefore, Xiaochun decided to meet him at noon. With Xiaochun's understanding of Wang Fantian at that time, even if he knew about his situation, he would not say it. Sometimes good brothers were for life. It did not matter how long they had known each other. At critical moments, they could treat each other with sincerity. Zhu Yingxiong was such a person. They were all different from snobs like Qin Jinping. After making the decision, Xiaochun sent a message to Tian Soran, telling them not to leave the school gate at noon and to eat in the school. He had something to do and could not accompany them. In the past, Su Chuxia would have been happy that Xiaochun wasn't by her side. However, now that she knew his identity, especially after almost being kidnapped yesterday, she was a little scared. Naturally, she would listen to him and not cause any more trouble. Although Xiaochun would not listen in class and play with his phone, all the teachers turned a blind eye to him. He was the top student in the school. Who knew if he was playing with his phone or using it to study? Xiaochang, are you playing with Weixin? Can you tell me your Weixin number? Ling Qinxue, who was at the side, asked Xiaochun sweetly, while the teacher turned around to write on the blackboard. Oh sure. I'm in the school's Weixin group. After you add me, I'll add you. It's our school's group, Xiaochen said and gave his Weixin number to Ling Qinxue. Okay. Ling Qinxue took out a pink phone and added Xiaochen's Weixin number. After verifying it, Xiaochen added her into the group. Ling Qinxue looked at it and asked, I heard, you're pursuing Tian Soran? Yes, that's right. Xiaochen naturally would not deny it in front of outsiders. I see. It's so romantic, Ling Qinxue said with some envy. No one has ever sent flowers to Qinxue. I also hope to receive a large bouquet of roses. No way. You're so pretty. Why didn't anyone give you flowers? Xiaochen was a little surprised. I heard that the schools in Japan are even more open. It should be normal to have a relationship in school, right? Yes, but Qinxue is going to a women's college, so there are no boys. Ling Qinxue explained. I see. Xiaochen nodded. There was indeed such a school, so there was nothing he could do about it. If you stay in this school, you'll probably be pursued soon. Now that you've just transferred here, everyone hasn't figured out your character yet. But I feel that it will be annoying again. Ling Qinxue sighed again. I don't want to be in a relationship yet. Xiaochen was a little speechless. A girl's mind was really not easy to understand. One moment she was thinking, the next moment she wasn't. It was as if she was sour. If she wanted to date, she had to pick someone. She even had to pretend to be him. How troublesome. Ling Qinxue continued to listen attentively, while Xiaochen continued to play with his phone. In the blink of an eye, it was noon. 10 minutes before the end of class, Xiaochen received another message from Wang Fantian. Xiaocheng, I'll be waiting for you at the entrance of grade 12 class 9. See you later. Xiaochen was stunned. How did he know that he was in grade 12 class 9? However, he immediately felt relieved. His identity had probably been discussed in the school's Weixin group chat. It was not impossible for Wang Fantian to know that he was in the same class as Tian Suru. After class, Su Chuxia and Tian Suru went to the school cafeteria for lunch. Meanwhile, Xiaochen saw Wang Fantian at the entrance. Wang Fantian waved at Xiaochen enthusiastically. Brother, over here. Wang Fantian was a very easygoing person. Perhaps it could be said that he was a little reckless. But he was a genuine person. From the way he greeted him, based on Xiaochen's understanding of him, he could roughly tell that this person had no ill intentions towards him. He was different from Kai Wuliang and Taoist Luli. Why did you arrive first? Did you end class early? Xiaochen asked. Yes, it was physical education. I left a little earlier. Wang Fantian smiled and nodded. Xiaocheng, you're a new transfer student, right? I've never seen you before. Yes, I transferred from Songning. Xiaochen nodded. That was what was written in his admission file. There was no need to hide it. Even if he did, Wang Fantian could easily find out later. If he knew that he was lying, he would be even more suspicious. Hence, he might as well tell the truth. Songning? Wang Fantian was slightly stunned. He smiled bitterly and said, To be honest, if it weren't for the fact that you look different from my good friend, from your voice and figure, I would have thought that you were my friend. Also, he's also from Songning. He's from Songning number 1 middle school. Hehe, is that so? I'm from Songning number 2 middle school. Xiaochen smiled. That's not right. My friend transferred to Songning number 2 middle school. You've never seen him before? Wang Fantian was stunned. Oh, Xiaochen was stunned too. This Wang Fantian looked like a fool. Was he being a little more meticulous than he seemed? Or was he just saying whatever came to his mind? Xiaochen wasn't sure, so he said calmly. I don't go to school much. Maybe I don't know. Is that so? I heard that something happened to him a while ago. He killed someone from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau and ran away. I don't know where he went. Wang Fantian said casually. You don't know about such a big thing? What's the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? Xiaochen asked back. It's to protect Su Chuxia. A while ago, that Xiaomingzi was your ex. He's from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, Wang Fantian said. Ex? Xiaochen frowned. The two of them talked as they walked out of the school building. Unknowingly, They walked to an empty place on the field. Wang Fantian stretched out his arm and strangled Xiao Chen's neck. Xiao Chen was stunned. He wanted to fight back, but he didn't expect Wang Fantian's strength to be so strong. He tried to break free, but he couldn't. In a panic, he could only use the strength of a level 9 Qi refinement stage to break free. He could tell that Wang Fantian was using a lot of strength. With such strength, he was trying to kill him. Xiao Chen was shocked. This Wang Fantian obviously wasn't using inner force, but how could he be so strong? Previously, when Xiao Chen was in Songning No. 1 middle school, he knew that although Wang Fantian couldn't cultivate inner force, his strength was amazing. However, he didn't expect it to be this strong. This was simply asking for his life. Xiao Chen shouted subconsciously, "What are you doing? If you don't stop, I won't be polite." Since Xiao Chen couldn't break free, he could only condense a fireball to attack Wang Fantian. However, Wang Fantian was once his good friend. He didn't want to do that. "Stop shouting. Don't think that I don't know your identity." Wang Fantian sneered and said, "You are that young Tan, right? Tell me, where did you take my brother, Xiao Chen? If you don't say it, do you believe that I will strangle you to death today?" Xiao Chen was stunned after listening to Wang Fantian's words. Only then did he understand why Wang Fantian tested him with so many words. It turned out that this guy suspected that he was Yang Jiannan. Thinking about it carefully, this Wang Fantian was really good at pretending, although he looked as simple and honest as before. In fact, he had become a lot more cunning. When he was waiting for him at the classroom door, he didn't show it at all. "Don't deny it. I have studied you for a long time. You are Yang Tan from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, right?" Deliberately pretending not to know the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? Deliberately saying that you don't know Xiao Chen? Are you lying? You suddenly appeared beside Su Chuxia inexplicably, and it was after that Xiao Ming left. Do you think this is normal? At this point, Wang Fantian didn't give Xiao Chen a chance to explain at all. He continued, "Who is Su Chuxia? Would she let a guy follow her? Follow her to Tianqing Temple? Okay, now you can explain. I'll give you 3 minutes to think about it. Don't think that I won't kill you. I, Wang Fantian, will do what I say. You strangle me to death. You can't escape, right?" Xiao Chen smiled bitterly. He didn't expect Wang Fantian to be so fierce. However, he still couldn't understand it. Even if he was Yang Tan, he didn't have to do this, right? "What did you do to my brother?" "It's useless to say those things. Don't think that I don't dare to do it. I am a person who will go all out." Wang Fantian chuckled. "Don't get lucky. Think carefully before you speak. If it wasn't for my brother encouraging me to not give up and to keep working hard, I wouldn't be where I am today. So if you want to lie to me, you will be crippled today." As he said this, Wang Fantian's arm tightened even more, making it hard for Xiao Chen to breathe. Looking at the ruthlessness in Wang Fantian's eyes, Xiao Chen didn't doubt that he would do what he said. "All right, Fantian, I surrender. I admit it. I am Xiao Chen, okay?" Xiao Chen was speechless and could only surrender. Huh. This time, it was Wang Fantian's turn to be stunned. "What are you talking about? Don't bullshit. Aren't you Yang Tan Yang Jiannan? F***CK. You dumb **SS, hurry up and let go of your boss. I'm about to be strangled to death by you. Yang Tan was already killed by me. Where can I go?" Xiao Chen said angrily. Huh. Wang Fantian didn't let go. Instead, he frowned and looked at Xiao Chen in front of him. "Your strength is no weaker than a martial master now. Did you confess to Su Chuan Xue? Didn't you say that you would look for her after you became a martial master?" Xiao Chen saw that he was still in a daze and couldn't help but be angry. "Aya, what the F***CK? Wang Fantian finally believed it this time. "It's really you, Xiao Chen. I made a mistake. When I went back that day, I was wondering if it was you. But after thinking about it, I think you seem to be that Yang Tan." "Nonsense, you almost strangled me. Why are you still so strong? You used to be like that. Don't you know that you have great strength?" Xiao Chen glared at him angrily and said, "In the past, you pretended to be a hooligan. I looked for Shen Jingxian to be the hero and save the damsel in distress. In the end, I was almost killed by your punch." Chapter 562. Hee. Wang Batian scratched his head awkwardly. At this moment, he seemed to have returned to the simple and honest Wang Batian. I heard that you got Goddess Shen? But she left. Xiaochen sighed. I know. She went to the sect to cultivate. Wang Batian nodded. Then how did you get to Su Chuxia's side? How did you get here? Xiaochen didn't hide it at this time. He told Wang Batian about killing Yang Tan, disguising himself as Yang Tan, and performing the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's mission. And you look so cocky. I think you are going to blow up the sky. Wang Batian sighed. But it's good that you are fine. You scared me to death. Right, can you cultivate now? And what about you? Asked Xiaochen. Mine can't be considered as cultivation. However, my strength is at the level of a martial master, even more powerful than a martial master. Wang Batian was also very puzzled. When I found out that I had great strength, you told me not to cultivate inner strength, and directly cultivate physical strength. I followed your instructions and kept cultivating physical strength. As a result, I have great strength now. Then you have to thank me. Xiaochen smiled. Yeah, otherwise how could I avenge you? Said Wang Batian. It's good that I know you are fine. Then, I won't disturb your mission. When you have completely recovered your identity, we can get together again. Otherwise, it will affect your mission now. It's fine in school. Generally, people don't choose to rush into the school and fight, said Xiaochen. It's hard to say. Luli Taoist is a pure money grubber. He has money in his eyes. For money, he can do anything for money, said Wang Batian. Kai Lehu is a bastard, the scum of the martial arts world. That Yi Dao Bofu is simply a hostile force. You understand it well, right? Your Wang family. Xiaochen had never asked about the strength of the Wang family before, and what they did. Now he could ask. You seem to be doing well? It's all right. Wang Batian said. The Wang family is a martial arts family. However, it is not in the secular world. It is in the real martial arts world. We have business in the secular world. I am now competing for the position of manager in the secular world. A manager in the secular world? Xiaochen was surprised. He didn't expect Wang Exploding Heavens to be so outstanding that he could only compete for a manager position. That's right. The Wang family is very big. Being able to become a manager of the secular world is already not bad. Wang Explode Heaven laughed. The Wang family has martial masters in the secular world. I am just one of the competitors. Damn, then your Wang family is really big. No wonder you dared to kill Yang Tan, so you have a backer. Xiaochen sighed. That's not it. Even if I have a background, the Wang family won't offend the Supernatural Investigation Bureau over such a small matter. They'll definitely hand me over, Wang Batian said. If the Wang family wants to do business in the secular world, we must follow the rules of the secular world. We can't offend the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Then you still have to kill Yang Tan, Xiaochen said. Isn't that because I want to ask where you are? Do you think I'm really stupid? I used to be a tiger, but I've grown up. I'm not that tiger anymore. I also have some wisdom. I'm just scaring you, Wang Explode Heaven said. Just now, I was pretending, right? Quite. You've lied to me twice today. Previously at the door of the classroom, I thought you weren't hostile to me. Just now, I thought you were going to kill me. Xiaochen couldn't help but sigh. Explode Heaven, you're really different from before. Aren't you the same? At that time, Xiaochen, although there were some elements of pretending to be a dandy, you were really infatuated with Shen Jingxian. You did a lot of stupid things for her. Fortunately, you settled her, otherwise, I would feel bad for you, Wang Explode Heaven said. Who hasn't been young and naive? Xiaochen sighed. It's all in the past. We both have strength. Hee, who is stronger between the two of us? Wang Explode Heaven suddenly asked. Nonsense, of course, it's me, said Xiaochen. That's not necessarily true. I didn't use my full strength just now, said Wang Explode Heaven. Me too. I didn't want to kill you at all. If it were someone else, I would have done it already, said Xiaochen. Well, haha. Wang Explode Heaven laughed and said, but you killed Yang Tan. You're really good. Then I won't bother you. If there's anything, You can look for me. I'm the best at things like fighting and helping out. Hee okay. Xiaochen nodded and didn't say anything. Instead, he went to the cafeteria. He wanted to see how Su Chuxiao and Tian Sour were doing. Wang Explode Heaven looked at Xiaochen's back. There was a smile on his face. He turned and walked away quickly. Xiaochen was in the cafeteria. He saw Su Chuxiao and Tian Sour from afar. So he bought 2 bottles of drinks and walked over. He appeared in front of Tian Sour. Sour, this is for you. And that's great. Sister Sour happened to be thirsty. Thank you. Tian Sour happily took the drink and opened it to drink. What about me? Su Chuxiao looked at Xiaochen and asked. Ugh, well, this is for you. Xiaochen gave his drink to Su Chuxiao. Well, you are chasing after Sour, so you forgot about me, right? Su Chuxiao suddenly felt a little depressed. You don't have to be so obvious, right? I can't chase after 2 at the same time, right? Xiaochen smiled bitterly. But if you are willing to be the second wife, I have no opinion. Go to hell. I don't want to. I want to be the big one. Su Chuxiao glared at Xiaochen and said, I'm Sour's best friend. If you want to chase her, you have to please me. You are too fake. Cut. Repeat. Haha, okay, Chuxiao, this bottle of drink is for you. Help me say a few good words in front of Sour. Xiaochen smiled and handed the drink back to Su Chuxiao, then said, That's more like it. Su Chuxiao nodded and took the drink with satisfaction. Kai Wuliang looked at Xiaochen from afar. He hesitated for a while and walked over with 2 bottles of drinks in his hand. He also saw that Xiaochen gave the drinks to Su Chuxiao, so he came over. Brother Xiaochong, I heard that you are chasing after Sour. Look at this matter. I thought you were chasing after Chuxiao. Kai Wuliang said apologetically. I'm sorry about what happened before. I'm sorry. We can actually be very good friends. It doesn't seem to be possible. Yesterday, your father wanted to kidnap Su Chuxiao. He even went against me. Xiaochen said. Huh. Kai Wuliang was stunned. You know that the person yesterday was my father? Nonsense, he looks like your counterfeit. I can tell at a glance. Xiaochen curled his lips and said disdainfully. Do you have anything else? Ugh, that's all. Kai Wuliang was a little helpless. Since yesterday's matter was exposed, Xiaochen knew that Kai Lehu was his father. Then it was useless to say anything. He could only stand up, turn around, and leave. Hey, I realized that Xiaochong is quite amazing. In the past, Kai Wuliang was like a shameless pester. He wouldn't leave no matter what. Now with just a few words from Xiaochong he left. Tian Swan said in surprise. Swan, will you die if you don't praise Xiaochen? His father came to kidnap me yesterday. Even if his face is as big as the sun, he would be embarrassed to continue staying. It's good that I didn't call the police. Su Chuxia said. That's true. Tian Swan nodded. It's really not good. Xiaochong, where did you go just now? I saw that you seemed to be with the person I met at the Azure Mountain that day. He seems to be a student of our school too? And it's nothing. He just asked me something. Xiaochen didn't expect Wang Ketian to be so low-key in school. He hadn't even heard of Tian Swan. It seemed that Wang Ketian was usually quiet, but he knew how to endure. The 3 of them sat in the cafeteria for a while before going back to class. When they walked out of the cafeteria, Xiaochen saw Ling Qianxue. She was a somewhat quiet and introverted girl. She seemed to be a bit of a loner. Or rather, she couldn't play with her new classmates. She walked out of the cafeteria alone without any friends to accompany her. Qianxue. Since they had bumped into each other, Xiaochen greeted her. It's Xiaochong. You're here to eat too. Ling Qianxue looked very happy when she saw Xiaochen. However, when she saw Su Chuxiao and Tian Swan beside him, she couldn't help but hesitate. Will I disturb you? It's fine. Let's go back to the classroom together. Xiaochen shook his head. This Ling Qianxue always gave Xiaochen a strange feeling. He didn't know why. Ling Qianxue followed beside him and didn't take the initiative to speak. Xiaochen, Su Chuxia, and Tian Swan chatted while she just listened. When they returned to the classroom, Ling Qianxue started reading. Ling Qianxue, where do you live? Xiaochen suddenly asked. I live. I don't know where it is. I have a GPS in my car. Why don't you go with me tonight? My father set it up. I just need to drive according to the GPS every day. Ling Qianxue said. It's a common destination. I see. Xiaochen nodded. If it weren't for yesterday's incident, Xiaochen wouldn't have any thoughts about Ling Qianxue. However, after yesterday's incident, especially the appearance of the female ninja, Xiaochen had some doubts about Ling Qianxue. It wasn't necessarily that Ling Qianxue had something to do with it. It was just that the time she appeared was a bit coincidental. She came from Japan and coincidentally transferred to Lon City's New Moon Academy and sat next to him. Whether it was related or not, Xiaochen himself wasn't too sure. Do you want Qianxue to send you tonight? Ling Qianxue asked. I have a GPS, no need. I'm afraid that you will lose it. I still have to send you back. Xiaochen shook his head and temporarily put down his doubts. In the afternoon, Xiaochen's mobile phone Weixin suddenly reminded him that he had a new friend. Xiaochen thought it was a classmate, but he didn't expect that when he opened it, it was actually a person named Scholar Luli. Xiaochen was stunned. This can't be that Scholar Luli, right? Chapter 563. He clicked on his profile picture. Sure enough, it was Luli the idiot. However, he was wearing sunglasses and looked quite trendy. Xiaochen was speechless. A Taoist uses a cell phone too? This is keeping up with the times. He wanted to reject it, but after some thought he agreed to add it. Then Taoist Luli greeted him. Is this Xiaochang? Why are you looking for your dad? Xiaochen replied. He had a bad impression of Luli, so he did not have a good temper. Haha, don't be angry. I was just joking yesterday. In order to express my apology, I specially set up a banquet tonight and invited you to Tianqing residence. Taoist Luli sent an apologetic emoji. Isn't that at Azure Mountain? Are you trying to lure me away? If you let me go, you can go kidnap Su Chuxia? Xiaochen asked. That's not possible. Don't you know? Tianqing residence is a chain restaurant. There are a few in Lon City. There is one near New Moon College, Taoist Luli said. Is that so? Then I won't go, Xiaochen said. It's free, Taoist Luli said. Are you an idiot? Treating me to a meal requires money. I won't go even if I give you money. Xiaochen replied directly. Is there anything else? If there's nothing else, I'll blacklist you. Wait a moment, benefactor. Taoist Luli sent 4 words. After a while, Taoist Luli sent a long voice message. Xiaochang, how about this? Why don't you take the afternoon off? Then we can have a meal nearby. Su Chuxiao is still in school, so we can't do anything to her, right? We have to be careful of our influence. Is there anything? Xiaochen saw that Taoist Luli was not done, so he could not help but ask. There's something, Taoist Luli said, but we have to talk face to face. Okay. Xiaochen thought about it and agreed. Then you can come now. I haven't had lunch yet. Okay, I'll be there soon, Taoist Luli said. I'll send you a message when I get to your school gate. Xiaochen did not believe in Taoist Dear Li's guarantee. Instead, he sent a message to Wang Fangtian, asking him to take care of Su Chuxia and Tian Suruan. Xiaochen was well aware of Wang Fangtian's strength. This fellow was extremely strong. Even if the 3 people from yesterday came, he would be able to hold them off for a period of time. Of course, Wang Fangtian had no objections. He agreed without hesitation. He told Xiaochen not to worry, and asked for leave in the afternoon to wander around the entrance of Class 9. About 10 minutes later, Taoist Luli's message came. He said that he was at the door, and told Xiaochen to see him when he came out. How did this guy get here so fast? Chun. Xiao was the teacher. He, and Didin. The teacher Chun. The teacher. Li Lu. He. Lu, he. Lu. He. The teacher did not care about Xiaochen. His grades were there. As long as it did not affect his studies, he could do whatever he wanted. When Xiaochen left the class, he saw Wang Fangtian. He was walking around. When he saw Xiaochen, he greeted him. Boss, don't worry. Leave this to me. If anyone dares to kidnap them, I'll kick him to death. Well, it's best not to kick him to death in school. Just injure him, Xiao Chen said. Hee, I know. Wang Fangtian nodded. Xiao Chen left the teaching building and came to the school gate. He saw a cherry QQ parked at the school gate. Taoist Luli was standing on the side. This QQ car was very broken. The paint was peeling. It was obvious that it had been passed through many hands before it landed in Taoist Luli's hands. How did you get such a broken car? AI, don't mention it. The Taoist temple is poor. This car was donated to me by a philanthropist. Don't look at this broken car. It's fuel efficient. There are no problems at all. It's just that it leaks a little in winter. Taoist Luli said. Your windshield is broken. How can it not leak with transparent tape? Xiao Chen was speechless. Tianqing residence is opened by your Tianqing temple, right? You shouldn't be short of money, right? Why are you so stingy? Of course not. Our Taoist temple has been in disrepair for many years. Putting everything else aside, just a pavilion alone costs tens of thousands of yuan to repair. A small path also costs tens of thousands of yuan. In short, Xiao Chen interrupted Taoist Luli before he could finish. Why are you looking for me? Hurry up and say it. Xiao Chen waved his hand impatiently. Let's talk while we eat. Taoist Luli gestured for Xiao Chen to get into the car. Xiao Chen nodded and got into the car. Taoist Luli drove the car to the entrance of a restaurant that looked very high-end and imposing. This made Xiao Chen even more speechless. You did it on purpose, right? You drove a broken car to pick me up? Why is Tianqing residence so good? A philanthropist might not know this. This is a business place. If it's broken, there won't be any customers, right? And it's fine if I use it a little worse. Look at my phone. It's a gift for paying the phone bill. But you can still play with Weixin. As Taoist Luli spoke, he took out a gray mobile phone, which was obviously the cheapest kind of smartphone. Shaking his head, Xiao Chen and Taoist Luli walked into Tianqing residence and asked for a private room. Xiao Chen didn't save money for Taoist Luli. He ordered everything that was expensive. This meal cost at least a few thousand yuan. Is this enough? A philanthropist can order more. These are self-produced and sold. The cost isn't much. It's just a few hundred yuan. I can still afford it. Taoist Luli said with a smile. He seemed to see through Xiao Chen's plan. Then order more. I'll pack it. Xiao Chen wasn't polite at all. He ordered a lot of food and said to the waiter, pack these. Taoist Luli's mouth twitched twice. He was a little speechless. He was really talkative. If he knew it, he wouldn't have said it. But since he said it, he could only clench his teeth and say, it's fine. Eat as much as you want. Why don't I order tomorrow's lunch and send it to school? Said Xiao Chen. There's no delivery service here, said Taoist Luli. Then forget it. But Luli, let me tell you. Which restaurant doesn't deliver food now? Isn't there a delivery app? You have to do it too. Otherwise, there won't be any business. Look at it now. There's almost no one here. That's why you don't deliver food, said Xiao Chen. Huh. You're right. Taoist Luli cursed in his heart. Damn. Xiaobai, what are you saying? It's past mealtime. Who would come to eat at 2 o'clock? Which restaurant would have people at this hour? Perhaps it was because there were no customers. Or perhaps it was because Taoist Luli was the behind-the-scenes boss of this restaurant. The food was served after a short while. Because Xiao Chen was playing with his phone while waiting for the food, Taoist Luli didn't find a topic to talk about. He planned to talk while eating. Xiao Chen used Weixin to ask Wang Fantian if anyone had harmed Su Chuxia. He was relieved when he heard that they were safe and sound. The food is here. I won't stand on ceremony then. As Xiao Chen spoke, he put down his phone, picked up his chopsticks and started eating. Needless to say, the food in Shangqingguan was very health-conscious. It was all green food. Although the chef's skills were not as good as Xiao Chen's, the raw materials were excellent. It was really delicious. Xiao Chen was also hungry, so he kept eating. Taoist Luli wanted to interrupt and talk to him several times, but he couldn't. Finally, while Xiao Chen was drinking water, he said, Xiao Chong, you see, we can actually be friends. If we are friends, will you treat me to free food and drinks every day? Asked Xiao Chen. Taoist Luli was stunned. He didn't expect Xiao Chen's thoughts to jump so far. How did it become like this with just one sentence? He didn't know how to answer. Of course. Okay, I'll come here tomorrow to eat. Xiaochen nodded. Haha, then you see, we are friends. Can we do something together? Said Taoist Luli. What is it? Asked Xiaochen. That's right. Let's kidnap Su Chuxia together and blackmail her father. I heard that Su Chuxia isn't actually your girlfriend. You're chasing after Tian Soran, right? Taoist Luli said. You are trying to use a friend. If we aren't real friends, then I won't play with you. After Xiaochen finished speaking, he continued eating. Taoist Luli didn't expect Xiaochen to be so difficult to talk to. He could only say, think about it. I'm not asking you to hurt Su Chuxia. I'm just asking you to blackmail her father. After this is done, you can come here every day and eat for the rest of your life. To be honest, it's not very delicious. I'm sick of it after eating it once. Although Xiaochen said so, he ate faster than anyone else. What about money? Do you like money? Taoist Luli continued to ask. I don't like it. Xiaochen said directly. I said yesterday that I don't lack money. Then, do you have anything you like? In other words, how can we cooperate? Asked Taoist Luli. I can't do anything. You don't have to think about it, Xiaochen said directly. Then why did you come? Taoist Luli was a little depressed. Didn't you force me to come? Besides, there's a fool treating me to food. It would be a waste if I don't eat, Xiaochen said as he ate. You eat too. Taoist Luli glanced at the food on the table. It was all messed up by Xiaochen. How could he eat? However, after hearing what Xiaochen said, he was a little hungry. So he called the waiter and ordered a bowl of assorted stir-fried noodles. After a while, the waiter came with the stir-fried noodles. However, Xiaochen said directly, put it here. Then, under the waiter's astonishment, he took it directly and ate it. Taoist Luli was dumbfounded. After a long time he said, damn, I ordered that. Yes. Didn't you order it for me because I didn't order the main course? Xiaochen nodded and said in agreement. Taoist Luli was so angry that he gritted his teeth. Xiaochen ate all the food, wiped his mouth, stood up, and said to Taoist Luli, thank you for your hospitality. I'm leaving, bye-bye. By the way, waiter, where's my takeaway? Chapter 564. Here it is, sir. The waiter pointed to a pile of packed lunch boxes on the table outside. Oh, thank you. Xiaochen picked it up and left. What the F***ck? I'm so angry. Taoist Luli looked at Xiaochen's back and was enraged. He didn't explain anything during the meal and was angry. The most important thing was that the cost of Xiaochen's meal was more than 1,000 yuan. And he lost it just like that. Mother ***. It's such a cold day. If I don't send you back, how are you going to go back? If you walk back, you will freeze to death. Taoist Luli thought evilly and deliberately didn't go out. Instead, he said to the waiter, make me an assorted fried rice. If you want to go back, wait for me to finish eating. Taoist Luli thought evilly, and then planned to sneak a peek at Xiaochen's miserable appearance. This was a side street. At this time, there were no taxis passing by. Even if he used a car booking app, he would have to wait for a while. However, when Taoist Luli poked his head out, he was dumbfounded. He saw Yang Ming's car start, and then drive forward. Taoist Luli was shocked and quickly chased after him. What the F***ck? You stole my car. I'll borrow it for a while. You can pick it up at the entrance of my school. Xiaochen poked his head out and smiled. He then sped up and drove away. That's not right. My car key is still in my pocket. How did this kid start it? Is there a loophole in my car? Taoist Luli had some doubts. In the end, he attributed it to Xiaochen stealing the car. After Xiaochen returned, school was about to end. He greeted Wang Fantian and signaled that he could leave. Xiaochen walked into the classroom and went directly to Tian Suruan. Suruan, I know you like to eat, so I bought delicious food for you. Eat it tonight. Xiaochen shook the food box in his hand. Xiaocheng, you are so good to me. Tian Soran was a little excited. Although she and Xiaochen had agreed to pretend to pursue him, Xiaochen actually went out of his way to buy delicious food for her. Tian Soran was still a little touched. If he really wanted to pursue her, it would not be a big deal. The key was that it was fake. Xiaocheng was still like this. Tian Soran felt that Xiaocheng was really a good person. Ahem. Su Chuxia coughed. What did you say in the afternoon? I bought a lot. It's enough for the three of us to eat together, Xiaocheng said with a smile as he remembered Su Chuxia. Oh, that's more like it. Su Chuxia nodded. I thought you forgot about me again. The three of them returned home safely. Xiaocheng paid special attention to Ling Qianxue's car. It was a beetle with some flowers pasted on it. It was very cute. It reminded him of Jean Beibei. However, Su Chuxia and Tian Soran, the best friend duo, were completely different from Cheng Minjing and Jean Beibei. Their personalities were different. Su Chuxia was a little like the combination of a rich young lady and Xin Jingxian. Although Tian Soran was also a little crazy, she was not as funny as Jean Beibei. Instead, she was a little carefree and always called herself Sister Soran. Daoist dearly walked to New Moon Academy with great difficulty and drove his QQ car away. He discovered that the anti-theft system was not damaged at all. He was a little puzzled as to how Xiaocheng drove it back. Could it be that he made a duplicate key? After getting in the car, Taoist Luli went straight to the Wave Club. Kai Lehu and Naishima Kikuo were already waiting there for his news. How is it? Taoist Luli, what did Xiaocheng say? Did he agree to cooperate with us? Kai Lehu asked. Don't mention it. He's so stubborn. He even ate a meal from me. Tens of thousands are gone. Taoist Luli said gloomily. The money you gave me yesterday was used to treat him to a meal. Taoist Luli, do you have any good ideas? Kai Lehu knew Taoist Luli's nature of crying when he was poor, so he did not continue the conversation and asked directly. My master can make a fire-resistant suit that can break his fireball technique. We feel that we can wear the fire-resistant suit to fight him next time, Taoist Luli said. Then, shall we get the fire-resistant suit and kidnap Su Chuxia? Naishima Kikuo asked. Let me think about it. Kai Lehu waved his hand. There's no hurry. This time Su Chuxia must be prepared. Apart from this Xiaocheng who came out of nowhere, it will not be easy for us to succeed if the experts from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau are nearby. That's true. Taoist Luli nodded. Xiaocheng kept sending WeChat messages today. I took a few glances at the surveillance footage. He seemed to be asking someone about Su Chuxia's situation. Although I couldn't see it clearly, I feel that someone is secretly protecting Su Chuxia. That's right, Kai Lehu said. Then we have to be even more careful. That's right. Mr. Kai, please think of a safe way. Naishima Kikuo said. We don't have much time. If we can't get the information, once it is handed over, it will be useless for us to do anything. Why don't we challenge Xiaocheng? According to the rules of the martial arts world, if he loses, we have to ask him to help us steal the information? Kai Wujin said. Forget it. Xiaocheng doesn't follow the rules of the martial arts world. If you ask him to come, it's the same thing whether he comes or not, Taoist Luli said. But kidnapping Su Chuxia is also risky, Kai Wujin said. I've thought about it carefully. It's wishful thinking that if we kidnap Su Chuxia's father, Professor Su, will listen to us and hand over the information. But have you ever thought about the people around him, including the people from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? Will they allow him to do so? The three of them looked at each other. That's right. They hadn't considered this before. What if Professor Su didn't agree? In my opinion, this matter should be brought to the martial arts world. Kai Wujin smiled and said, Our identities are recorded in the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Even if we were to mess around and kidnap Su Chuxia, it would be very difficult to get rid of the information. Our Kai family is doing business in Great Xia. Even if we use the invention patent on the research information, we probably won't be able to get through. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau will also cause trouble. Dad, have you ever thought about this? Don't blame me for saying this. The one who stands to gain the most from this is probably Mr. Yi Dao. But Mr. Yi Dao, do you really think you can smoothly bring the information out of the country after getting it? I'm not looking down on you, but your Sakura group is just an extreme organization. It's far from those real commercial spies. I think you'll be stopped before you can do anything. As for sending the information back from the public network, do you think the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's hackers won't intercept it? Kai Leha's face sank when he heard Kai Wujin's words. He had thought that things would be easier after obtaining the information. However, his son, who had seen the world, was indeed different. After returning home, Kai Lehu felt that his plan was a little rash with just a few words. Yi Dao Yufu was also a little silent. He had to admit that Kai Woyang's words made sense. He was indeed not a professional commercial spy. It was hard to say whether he could bring the information back. So I suggest that we follow the martial arts world's rules. Kai Wujin said. When the time comes, we will challenge Xiao Chong and the others according to the martial arts world's rules. When they lose, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau can't blame anyone else. The martial arts world's rules? It can't be. Will the Supernatural Investigation Bureau talk to us about the martial arts world's rules? Kai Lehu asked with a frown. It's not up to them. They don't want to talk about it. But the martial arts world is the martial arts world. These rules have been passed down for thousands of years. Even the Supernatural Investigation Bureau can't take the initiative to break these rules. The martial arts world is not their martial arts world, but the martial arts world of all the martial arts experts. Kai Wujin said, Father, why is your vision still limited to the secular world? You are a martial arts master after all. Why are you still so cautious? Kai Wujin came back from a sect, so his vision was very high. He was a real martial arts person, and his sect was also a real martial arts sect. That was why he was so confident. Then Wujin, what do you mean? Kai Lehu asked. Father, I think we should settle this matter quickly. Since it's not good to make a move on Su Chuxia, let's make a move on Professor Su's parents. I heard that the two old people usually live in the military factory compound, and there is no one to protect them. Let's invite the two of them as guests, then send a martial arts challenge to Xiao Chong. According to the martial arts world's rules, he needs to come and fight. Then, we can make a deal. If we win, he has to take out the research information as a bet. If he wins, then we will let them go. Kai Wujin said. What if Xiao Chen doesn't come? Daoist Luli knew Xiao Chong's character very well. Doesn't come? Very good. Then Professor Su's parents will continue to live here. They are old people. If they die of old age, they can't blame us, right? Kai Wujin chuckled. That's not very good. Can the Supernatural Investigation Bureau just sit back and do nothing? Daoist Luli was a little worried. We are doing everything according to the rules of the martial arts world. The people of the martial arts world naturally have their own way of doing things. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau only cares about the secular world. They can't control us, Kai Wujin said. Moreover, they don't dare to do anything, and they can't do anything. Don't they know that we want to deal with Su Chuxia? They know, but why don't they do it? Because they also have scruples. It's okay for the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to oppress those small families. Even the real martial families have to give them some face. But the Kai family has me, Kai Wujin. What are you afraid of? Asked the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's Northeast Deputy Director, Xia Zhili. Would he dare to touch me? Try and touch me? That's right. I agree with Wujin. What about you guys? Kai Leho nodded. Yes, the Kai family didn't compete now. If they did, even the Shen family wouldn't be a match for them. All these years, the Kai family had been doing shady business. They just didn't want to compete for fame. Otherwise, they would have long been the #1 family in Lan City. Chapter 565. Since young Master Wujin is so confident, of course I agree. Yakishima Kufa nodded and said. Then let's follow the rules of the martial arts world. We will challenge Xiao Chong. If he loses, he has to help us get the information. Yes. But are you sure that Xiao Chong will be able to get the information? Daoist Luli was still a little doubtful. Isn't this the only way? Do you have a better idea? It doesn't matter if he steals or talks to Su Chuxia or Professor Su. If he can't get it, we won't let him go. What can he do? Kai Wujin smiled indifferently and said. You don't understand the martial arts world. In the martial arts world, strength decides everything. On one hand, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau manages the martial arts world. On the other hand, they don't want to offend the martial arts world too much. They only manage the secular world and ordinary sections. That's true. Young Master Wujin is an inner disciple of the martial arts world. His confidence and knowledge are indeed different. Taoist Luli nodded. Alright, since we have decided, let's implement it. Alright, how about this? Taoist Luli, you will be in charge of contacting Xiaochang. Mr. Yakishima, you will be in charge of kidnapping Professor Su's parents. I will be in charge of coordinating. If the Supernatural Investigation Bureau interferes, I will use my identity as an inner disciple of the martial arts world to deter them from interfering, Kai Wujin said to everyone. Everyone nodded and got ready to work. Kai Wujin was actually considered an anomaly in the inner sect of the martial arts world. Inner sect disciples generally did not wander the martial arts world casually, nor did they interfere too much with the affairs of the secular world. Wouldn't that be a mess? However, Kai Wujin was a little special. He was Kai Lehu. Back then, when he was a woodcutter in the inner sect, he accidentally hooked up with a core female disciple. Although the matter was exposed and he was chased down the mountain, the female disciple got pregnant and gave birth to Kai Wujin. Although Kai Wujin had spent most of his life in the sect, he had some contact with the Kai family that Kai Lehu had established in the secular world, which led to the current situation. That female disciple had given Kai Lehu some cultivation resources, allowing him to step into the martial master realm in a few short years and establish the Kai clan. However, Kai Lehu did not dare to be too ostentatious. On one hand, there were problems with his business. On the other hand, he did not want the sect to pay too much attention to him. Therefore, if Kai Wujin were to appear, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau would be in a difficult position. This was also the reason why the Supernatural Investigation Bureau hadn't made a move on the Kai family previously. It wasn't that Xiao Meng didn't know there was a problem with the Kai family, but he had some concerns. Xiao Chen didn't expect that Taoist Luli would react so quickly after he rejected him. In the evening, Taoist Luli sent another message to Xiao Chen and said, "Little friend Xiao Chang, have you seen other people's WeChat moments?" "I'm not looking. What's wrong?" Xiao Chen replied in confusion. He had just returned from Su Chuxia's house, and they had eaten the delicious food that Taoist Luli had given him. "It's better to look. You can learn a lot from your WeChat moments," Taoist Luli said. Xiao Chen curiously opened Taoist Luli's WeChat moments and looked at it. He was shocked to find that Taoist Luli had updated a lot of pictures. Looking at the date, it was updated not long ago. The title was, "It's a pleasure to have friends come from afar." Xiao Chen was stunned and clicked on it. When he looked at the small picture just now, he found that the people in it were very familiar. When he opened it, didn't they look familiar? They were actually Taoist Luli and Su Chuxia's grandparents. The place where they were taking pictures at the moment should be Tianqing Temple. Taoist Luli was sitting at a round table with them with a smile, drinking tea, talking and laughing. He took many pictures, but the ultimate goal was to tell Xiao Chen that Grandpa Su and Grandma Su were in their hands. Xiao Chen frowned and took a deep breath. Taoist Luli's smiling face made Xiao Chen angry. Damn it, how could he forget about this? They didn't make a move on Su Chuxia, but they made a move on Su Chuxia's grandparents. The effect would be the same. He quickly went back and sent a message to Taoist Luli. "Tell me, what do you want?" "Haha, the two elders are just guests at Tianqing Temple. Don't be nervous." Taoist Luli sent a smiling emoji. *CK off. If you have something to say, just say it. If not, I'll delete it for you, Xiao Chen said. "Oh, you're really not afraid?" Taoist Luli said. "Is it okay?" Xiao Chen asked. "Don't worry." Taoist Luli sent another smiling emoji. "The other party has activated friend verification." Taoist Luli sent another sentence. "The other party has activated friend verification." "Oh my, you really deleted it, Xiaobai." Taoist Luli was furious. "The other party has activated friend verification." Taoist Luli had no choice but to add Xiaochen again. After a while the verification was approved. Do you have anything else? Oh, I give up. I'm challenging you to a battle at the peak of Azure Mountain. Do you dare to come? If you win, you'll leave with the 2 elders. If you lose, you have to promise me what I said before. This time, Taoist Luli was smart. Once he added Lin Fan as a friend, he said this with a beep. Oh, you should have said so earlier. I thought you were a scammer. Xiaochen said, I'm not going. Let them go now, or I'll call the police. It's good that the 2 elders are here. They came on their own. If you don't believe me, look at the photos. We had a good chat. It's useless for you to call the police. Besides, don't you know the rules of the martial arts world? This is a martial arts competition. Even the Supernatural Investigation Bureau can't do anything about it. You still have to call the police. Taoist Luli said with some contempt. Oh, is that so? Do you mean I have to go? Xiaochen asked. It's up to you whether you want to go or not. Anyway, the 2 elders are here as guests and waiting for you to take them back. Taoist Luli said with a smile. Then they'll stay at your place. There's good food and drinks, Xiaochen said directly. That's not impossible. It's just that the 2 elders are getting old. It's inevitable that they're not used to the climate. If they die, don't blame us. Taoist Luli said. You dare to kill them? Xiaochen asked, testing Taoist Luli's bottom line. Of course I can't kill people at will. Martial arts people can't kill ordinary people at will. I just said that they died of natural causes. If you don't believe me, you can go to the forensic doctor to do an autopsy. Taoist Luli said. You are ruthless. Xiaochen was a little annoyed. Autopsy? With a master at the level of Taoist Luli, it was not difficult to create a natural death without anyone noticing. It was just like how he made the Sun family go on horseback. How about it, Xiaochang? Are you coming or not? Taoist Luli asked proudly. Let me think about it. Xiaochen didn't delete Taoist Luli this time. He wanted to figure out whether what Taoist Luli said was true or false. On the other side, after ending the chat with Taoist Luli's Weixin, Xiaochen directly called Song Huawu, team leader Yang. Song Huawu picked up the phone. Her performance was very good. Now, everyone called Xiaochen team leader Yang. Bring Xia Shibin to my residence. I have something important to discuss with you. As Xiaochen spoke, he told Song Huawu his address. Okay, team leader Yang. We'll be there right away. Song Huawu replied. Half an hour later, Song Huawu and Xia Shibin arrived at Xiaochen's residence. Xiaochen let them in and didn't say much. He directly showed them the conversation between him and Taoist Luli. This Taoist Luli is so despicable. He actually used such a despicable method. Song Huawu said angrily after watching it. I'm afraid the Kai family is behind this. Do you know the Kai family? Xiaochen asked. You don't know. Yes. Song Huawu slapped her forehead. I forgot that you are not the real team leader Yang. There are some things that I didn't tell you at the time. What the hell is going on? Do you know that the Kai family wants to harm Su Chuxia? Why didn't you take action before? With the ability of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, it shouldn't be difficult to deal with the Kai family, right? It should be easier to kill the danger in the cradle, right? Xiaochen asked. This Kai family is a bit special. Our Supernatural Investigation Bureau can't do anything to them. Song Huawu said. Kai Lehu of the Kai family has a special identity. He has some connections with the inner sect of the martial arts world. What is the inner sect of the martial arts world? Xiaochen was slightly stunned. The so-called inner sect of the martial arts world is the real martial arts world. It is different from the current martial arts world. For example, the martial arts world that participated in the Righteous and Demonic Summit. In fact, these martial arts worlds are the martial arts world of the secular world. Their disciples often move about in the secular world, and they also have businesses in the secular world. However, the inner sect is different. These sects rarely appear in the secular world, and our Supernatural Investigation Bureau doesn't know where their sects are located. We only know that they are in a place called Pugilistic World. It's fine that Kai Lehu has connections with the inner sect, but his eldest son Kai Wujin is an inner sect disciple of the martial arts world, and has already returned to the Kai family. As she said this, Song Hwawu felt a little helpless. She said, Little Meng knew this before, but he couldn't do anything about it. F***ck. At this moment, Xiao Chen finally understood why this mission was so complicated. Previously, the deputy leader of Team C couldn't solve it. Logically speaking, ordinary aristocratic families, even the Shen family, were very afraid of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. This Kai family was so bold that they actually dared to do such a thing. Yet, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau only protected Su Chuxia and did not directly arrest her. Now that he thought about it, Yang Jianan was really cunning. He probably already knew the complexity of this mission, so he deliberately went to Songning City to show off, and then handed this lousy mission to the deputy leader, Little Meng, who was not on good terms with him. So Little Meng really messed up this matter, and left with his tail between his legs. Chapter 566. Xiao Chen estimated that if it was the real Yang Jianan, even with Xia Zhili's greetings, he probably wouldn't accept this task easily. Maybe he would send Song Hwawu directly this time. Only he, the fake Yang Tan, didn't know the truth and accepted the task. Only then did he know that it was a hot potato. This was bad. Xiao Chen could only ask, then what should we do now? Since he laid out the rules of the martial arts world, we can't break it. Even the Supernatural Investigation Bureau is not qualified to go against the inner sect of the martial arts world. We can only abide by the rules. When he draws out the rules, we will fight, Song Hwawu said helplessly. I guess when we report it, Deputy Director Xia will say the same. Then these inner sect disciples are lawless? Xiao Chen was a little annoyed. Even the Supernatural Investigation Bureau couldn't do it. In his opinion, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau should be a very powerful existence. Sure enough, different positions led to different perspectives. In the past, martial artists were rare in Songning City. After coming to Lan City and joining the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, he found that martial artists were actually not so rare. You can't say that. After all, many inner sect disciples don't come out. These years, it's rare to hear of inner sect disciples doing evil, or we don't know about it, and the matter hasn't been blown out of proportion. There aren't many unscrupulous people like Kai Wujin. Maybe his identity is different, Song Hwawu said. In any case, let's report the situation to Xia Zhili first and ask him what to do. Xiao Chen had no choice. Since the Kai family was so powerful, he could only talk to Xia Zhili first. However, he was not afraid. If he really fought with the Kai family, he would fight to the death. Anyway, the blame would be on Yang Tan. When he ran away, it would have nothing to do with him, and Yang Tan and the Supernatural Investigation Bureau would be in trouble. Thinking of this, Xiao Chen dialed Xia Zhili's number. This time, he directly chose a video call. Anyway, he was wearing a mask, so he was not afraid of being seen. Song Hwawu's guess was right. As expected, Xia Zhili fell silent upon hearing Xiao Chen's report. After a moment of silence, he chuckled and said, Haha, Jianan, I have high hopes for you. I know that you'll be able to resolve this matter. You should go and take a look first. If you can't defeat them, just run. In any case, it's impossible for you to hand over the information. Xiao Chen secretly cursed at this old thing for being so insidious. He had pushed all the blame away. If anything were to happen, it would be Yang Tan's fault. It would be fake to say that he had wronged him. Sure enough, interests were not reliable. However, he still said, Okay, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia, don't worry. I will act according to the situation. And, if this matter is done well, I will apply for more cultivation resources for you. Xia Zhili said, Do it well, I have high hopes for you. Thank you, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia, for your guidance. After Xiao Chen finished speaking, he hung up the phone. It seemed that he had no choice but to go. Xiao Chen was a warm-hearted person. If Su Chuxia had no relationship with him, it would have been fine. Now he had a good relationship with Su Chuxia, and he had even met the two elders of the Su family. He had a good impression of her, so he had to save her. Team Leader Yang, what should we do now? Song Hwawu asked after Xiao Chen hung up the phone. What else can we do? Xiaochen shrugged. When the time came, they could only go up the mountain to fight. They wouldn't be able to escape. However, the two of them were too weak, so they could only be helpers. Song Huawu and Xia Shibin nodded. Obviously, they knew that their strength was insufficient. However, I'm alone. They must have made full preparations. I have to call for help. Xiaochen thought about it. Who should he look for? Clayden. That was a good candidate. Who else? It would be good if he could contact Grandma Nanshan. Now Xiaochen felt that Grandma Nanshan should be someone from the inner sect of the martial arts world. Although she didn't say it in detail at the time. After listening to Song Huawu's explanation, Xiaochen had some doubts. If Grandma Nanshan appeared, then killing Taoist Luli should be easy and pleasant. Most importantly, she still owed him a lot of spirit jades. Not to mention asking for her help. Also, Wang Fantian. Xiaochen felt that Wang Fantian was not bad. Although this person was not a true martial arts master, he was extremely strong and could fight like a tiger. He should be a good candidate. Thinking of this, Xiaochen directly sent a message to Wang Fantian and said, "Fight, do you want to go?" "Yes, with whom?" Wang Fantian quickly replied, "Taoist Luli, the Kai family and a few ninjas." Xiaochen said, "Do you dare?" The Kai family is related to the inner sect of the martial arts world. Do you know the inner sect? Xiaochen couldn't trick Wang Fantian. He had to clarify the stakes first. "Kill him," Wang Fantian replied directly. Wang Fangtian replied directly. Obviously, he didn't care where the Kai family came from. And he didn't ask for the reason. Xiaochen looked at Wang Fangtian's message and felt his blood boil. It was as if he had returned to the feeling of the past. This was a good brother. "All right, then I'll call you," Xiaochen said. "No problem," Wang Fantian replied. After selecting the people on his side, Xiaochen directly replied to Taoist Luli on Weixin. "When do you want to fight? Do you want a group battle or a one-on-one duel?" "Of course it's a group battle," Taoist Luli said without thinking. They would have an advantage if they formed a group. It would be difficult for them to be Xiaochang's opponent in a one-on-one duel. This kid had some tricks up his sleeve. Oh, that's fine. Time and place. Xiaochen guessed that it was a group battle. Otherwise, he wouldn't have recruited people. Tomorrow afternoon, Tianqing Mountains Tianqing Monastery. Do you dare to come? Taoist Luli asked. Isn't it obvious that you're asking this? If I don't come, I'll be talking nonsense with you. Xiaochen said. All right, just wait for your death. Even if you don't die, you'll be crippled. Haha, I'll be waiting. Taoist Luli was not angry. After settling this, Xiaochen said to Song Huawu and Xia Shibin. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll go to Tianqing Mountain. Get ready and bring your guns. If you can't do it, shoot them a few times. Damn it, we can't kill them. All right. Song Huawu nodded speechlessly. She felt that ever since Xiaochen pretended to be Yang Tan, he had become as shameless as Yang Tan. Hee, of course we have to bring them. Otherwise we really can't control these martial artists. Xia Shibin laughed. He was very supportive of this point. Do you have rocket launchers? Anti-aircraft cannons? Xiaochen asked. I brought some. I don't think so. Song Huawu shook her head. We're field agents, not special forces. We don't have those kinds of equipment. All right. Xiaochen thought about it. It was a little too ostentatious to use those things in the scenic area. It was not like they were filming a blockbuster. All right, you two go back and get ready. Gather at the entrance of New Moon College tomorrow afternoon, Xiaochen said. Since they were already in battle, Xiaochen was not afraid of exposing anything. Anyway, it did not matter if the other party knew that he was from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Success or failure depended on this. Song Huawu and Xia Shibin said goodbye. Meanwhile, Xiaochen called Su Chuxia. Ah, Xiaochang, it's so late. What's the matter? Su Chuxia had already fallen asleep. She picked up the phone in a daze. Tian Wangshu, who was beside her, also woke up and stared at Su Chuxia. It's Xiaochang. Why didn't he call me? I'm his girlfriend. Tian Wangshu complained with some dissatisfaction. Su Chuxia ignored her. Xiaochang must have something to do if he called her so late at night. So she was much more awake. I'll forward you a message from Weixin. Don't get angry after you read it. Don't worry. I'll rescue them tomorrow, Xiaochen said. Okay. Who are you rescuing? An ominous premonition surged in Su Chuxia's heart. You'll know when you see it, Xiaochen said as he sent the message to Su Chuxia. A notification came from Su Chuxia's side. Su Chuxia opened it eagerly. Her expression suddenly changed. Taoist Luli was with her grandparents. Su Chuxia quickly picked up the phone again. Xiao Chong, they kidnapped my grandparents. Yes, but I'll meet them tomorrow, Xiaochen said. Then I'll go with you, Su Chuxia said anxiously. You can go too. Xiaochen thought about it and agreed. Taoist Luli couldn't do anything to the bystanders, right? When the time came, he would definitely have to follow the rules. If he didn't follow the rules of the martial arts world, he wouldn't be trustworthy. He wouldn't need to challenge Xiaochen. He could just use the 2 hostages to force Xiaochen. Okay, then Wang Shou and I will go and cheer for you, Su Chuxia said. After hanging up the phone, Tian Wang Shou quickly asked, Chuxia, what's wrong? Did your grandparents get kidnapped by Taoist Luli? Yes, Xiao Chong will rescue them tomorrow. We'll go and cheer too, Su Chuxia said. Okay. Tian Wang Shou nodded. Okay. Su Chuxia put down her phone and lay down, but she was still very worried in a daze. The 2 of them chatted for a while before falling asleep. Xiaochen cultivated for a night, but he didn't make any progress. He didn't know what Grandma Nanshan was doing, and she didn't even give him the spirit jade. There was no conversation in the morning. At noon, Wang Fantian came to find Xiaochen. He was wearing casual clothes. When he saw Xiaochen, he smiled. Boss, when are we going? Waiting for 2 people, Xiaochen said. Xiaochong, I thought you didn't know him? How did he become your underling? Tian Wangshou was a little puzzled. I have a mission, so I can't recognize him, Xiaochen said. But if we go to fight now, we have to bring someone along. I see. I knew it. Then the name you used for the mission was Xiaochen? Tian Wangshou nodded. You can say that. Xiaochen didn't answer directly. As they were talking, Song Huawu and Xia Shibin drove over. When Xiaochen saw them, he said to Tian Wangshou and Su Chuxia, Let's get in the car too. They're here. As he spoke, Xiaochen got into the Jetta. Wang Fantian sat in the front passenger seat, and the 2 girls sat in the back seat. The 2 cars, one in front and one behind, sped toward the direction of Azure Mountain. Chapter 567. The Azure Mountain in December was extremely cold. The mountain was sealed today, and there were no tourists. The car was stopped at the foot of the mountain, but the car of Xiaochen and the others was allowed to pass. The Taoist guarding was the disciple named Emoji that Xiaochen met last time. Xiao Shanren, you are here? Master has been waiting on the mountain for a long time. Emoji said with a smile. Don't talk nonsense with me. Lead the way. Xiaochen said directly. Yes. Emoji wanted to get in the car, but when he looked, he realized that there was no place to sit in the car. It was not good for him to squeeze into the back seat with the 2 girls. He turned his head to look at the second car. Song Hua drove a sports car today. There were only 2 seats, and there was no room for a 3rd person to sit. Where should I sit? Emoji asked. Aya, you still want to take the car? You can run with the car. After Xiaochen finished speaking, he started the car, leaving behind a trail of smoke. Song Huawu also drove past, and Emoji choked on the exhaust. He couldn't help but be annoyed. Let's see how Master will deal with you later. When the car couldn't go any higher, Xiaochen parked the car in the parking lot, but he didn't see Taoist Luli and the others. He couldn't help but be a little impatient. Are these guys not here yet? So he sat in the car and waited. After a while, Emoji came up panting, but Taoist Luli still didn't come down. He couldn't help but be annoyed and asked Emoji, Emoji, where is your master? My master is up there, at the entrance of the Tianqing temple. Emoji said, Xiao Shanren will see him if you bring someone up. I still have to bring someone to climb up? Xiaochen was stunned. This Taoist Luli really had a good plan. If he were to climb up, not only would it be a waste of physical strength, but it would also be very torturous. Isn't this a way to weaken my strength? Yes, We agreed to fight at the Tianqing temple. Emoji nodded. Tell your master to ask him to come down. Xiaochen glanced at Emoji from the corner of his eyes. He shook his legs and said, Tell him that my patience is limited. He knows it. This. Emoji thought about it and called Taoist Luli. She said, Master, philanthropist Xiao Chang has brought people here, but they are in the parking lot below. He wants you to come down. Give the phone to Xiao Chang, said Taoist Luli. Xiao Chen, my master wants you to answer the phone. Emoji said as she passed the phone to Xiao Chen. Luli, hurry up and come down. You know my patience. Xiao Chen took the phone and said directly before Taoist Luli could speak. Little friend Xiao Chang, we have agreed to fight at Heavenly Clarity Temple, so you should come up. Taoist Luli said unhurriedly. As a martial artist, you have to keep your promise. Oh, then forget it, Xiao Chen said directly, and then returned the phone to Emoji. Forget it. Taoist Luli thought that Xiao Chen had agreed to come up, but he did not expect Emoji to say, Master, it's not good. Xiao Shanren is in the car. He started the car, and seems to be leaving. Damn it, he really dares to leave. Taoist Luli was shocked. Stop him and tell him that I will go over immediately. Damn it, this little guy is too mean. He is too immoral. Xiao Shanren, don't go. My master will come down soon. Emoji quickly blocked in front of Xiao Chen's car and said, Oh, I was waiting for someone outside. It was a little cold, so I started the car and turned on the heater. I didn't say that I was leaving. Xiao Chen looked at Emoji inexplicably. Emoji was speechless. Taoist Luli also heard it on the phone, and knew that he had been tricked. Emoji, tell him that I won't go. Let him come up. Taoist Luli regained his confidence. Xiao Shanren, my master said that he won't come down. Emoji said again. Oh, then I'm going back. Xiao Chen put the car in gear and prepared to leave. Master, he is really leaving this time. Emoji was shocked and said quickly. Damn it. I'd better go down. This little guy is too mean. Taoist Luli had no choice but to say, Xiao Shanren, my master said that he will come down. Emoji said quickly, You should have said so earlier. Don't waste my gas. Xiao Chen didn't leave again. Emoji breathed a sigh of relief, and thought that this task was really hard to do. If Xiao Chen really left, she would probably be scolded to death. After a while, a group of people came down from the stone steps. The leader was Taoist Luli. However, behind Taoist Luli, there was an old Taoist, but at a glance, he wasn't Taoist Luli's disciple. From the way he dressed, he should be Taoist Luli's elder. This made Xiao Chen feel a little strange. Could it be that there were other masters in Tianqing Temple? Behind them was Kai Lehu and a young man who looked similar to Kai Lehu. The rest were a Japanese and the female ninja. After a few people came down, Xiao Chen got out of the car slowly and greeted them. Isn't this Taoist Luli? I'm really sorry to let you guys come down to welcome me. Although Xiao Chen said that he was sorry, he didn't feel embarrassed at all. He chewed the bubble gum in his mouth, shook his legs, and squinted his eyes like a hedonistic young master. Boss, you haven't practiced for a few years. Now you're really good at pretending to be a hedonistic young master. Wang Fantian exclaimed. That's right. Xiao Chen nodded, and then lowered his voice. In a while. See if you can take down one or two of them when they're unprepared. These people's standards aren't low. We don't have to talk about the rules with them. Don't worry, boss. I didn't want to talk about it. Wang Fantian nodded. Ahem, little friend Xiao Chang. Are you here to fight? Then let's talk about the rules. Taoist Luli coughed twice and said, Go ahead. Xiao Chen nodded. The rules are that we'll fight as a group. All of us can fight together. And your people can also fight together. In the end, when one side falls down or admits defeat, the other side wins. What do you think? Taoist Luli asked. That's a good idea. Xiao Chen nodded. If I win, I'll take Su Chusha's grandparents away. If I lose, I won't take them away. No, if you lose, you have to agree to our previous conditions and help us get Dr. Su's research materials. I don't care how you get them, whether you steal or rob. Anyway, as long as you get the materials, it's fine, Taoist Luli said. Oh, okay. Xiao Chen lied to him. Anyway, if he lost, he would think of other ways. Okay, it's a deal, Taoist Luli said. According to the rules of the martial arts world, firearms are not allowed to be used during the competition. Otherwise, it will be considered as voluntary surrender. What? I can't use weapons? Xiao Chen was stunned. This Taoist Luli was quite prophetic. He knew that I might use weapons. Of course not. If firearms are used, then what's the point of competing? Whoever has the most advanced weapon wins. If you get a rocket launcher, the Tianqing monastery will be finished, Taoist Luli said. Xiao Chen frowned. He couldn't say that what Taoist Luli said was unreasonable. This was the truth. When Xiao Chen and Yang Tan fought, there were no martial arts rules at all. But now, the rules are like this. I didn't say this. I believe the two people from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau behind you also know this, right? Taoist Luli could see from the pass on the windshield of the car that Song Huawu's car belonged to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Okay, Xiao Chen nodded. He could argue with Taoist Luli on unimportant matters, such as going down the mountain, but this kind of rule could not be argued. Even if he said that he would die, Taoist Luli would not agree to them using firearms. That thing could only be used in emergencies. It was fine to use it when life was in danger, but that was when they had a falling out. In that case, let's fight? Taoist Luli asked. What kind of battles do you have on your side? Okay, let's fight. Xiao Chen nodded and said, on my side, except for Su Chuxia and Tian Shoushou, everyone else can fight. However, can we not fight to the death? Of course. If someone dies, it will not be good for my Tianqing monastery. Taoist Luli nodded, but before he finished speaking, a large millstone suddenly flew over from nowhere. With a loud bang, it directly hit him on the head. Taoist Luli felt dizzy and fell to the ground in a daze. He cursed, Aya, F***ck, you guys are sneaking up on me. Wang Fengtian was wandering around the area just now and found a stone statue with a millstone on it. He removed it and hit at the side. While Taoist Luli was not paying attention, he directly hit his head. Wang Fengtian ran over, jumped, and stepped on Taoist Luli's body. Everyone was caught off guard and stunned. He jumped up and down like he was playing on a trampoline. He stepped on Taoist Luli until blood bubbled at the corner of his mouth. He almost rolled his eyes. The Taoist priest not far behind Taoist Luli changed his expression. Kid, you're courting death. As he said that, he pulled out a soft sword from his waist and stabbed it at Wang Fengtian. Looking at his red eyes, it seemed like he wanted to stab Wang Fengtian to death. However, Wang Fengtian's reaction wasn't slow either. He chuckled and picked up the millstone on the ground. He raised it in front of him, and with a kacha sound, the flexible sword stabbed into the millstone. It couldn't hurt Wang Fengtian at all. Aya, your attack is too fierce. I can't hold it. As soon as Wang Fengtian let go, the millstone fell with a clang and directly hit Taoist Luli's body. Puffed! Taoist Luli spat out a mouthful of blood, and his eyeballs protruded. Even if he did not die, he was smashed to internal injuries and directly lost the ability to fight. Stop! Are you playing dirty? The old Taoist was a little exasperated. Are you playing a sneak attack? I say, old cow, are you stupid? Just now, it was Taoist Luli who said, in that case, let's fight? Then I said, okay, let's fight. Then, my companion went up to hit him. How is this a sneak attack? Are you a sore loser and want to be a rascal? Xiao Chen said matter-of-factly. Chapter 568. Good, very good. The old Taoist priest was furious. Luli said that you are as cunning as a fox, but I didn't believe it. Now that I see it, you really are a cunning person. So what? Are we still going to fight? Xiao Chen shrugged indifferently. His other identity was White Fox. Cunning as a fox? This was a name tailor-made for him. Fight, but no sneak attacks. Fight fair and square. The old Taoist priest said angrily. Do you dare? However, just as the old Taoist priest finished speaking, there was a sudden ow sound. Kai Lehu covered his crotch and lay on the ground, rolling on the ground in cold sweat. You sneak attacked again? The old Taoist priest was about to explode. Do you still care about the rules of the pugilistic world? You dare to use weapons? Kai Wujin was furious when he saw his father rolling on the ground from the sneak attack. The aura of a martial artist on his body surged, and his killing intent was revealed in an instant. Didn't you say that firearms can't be used? I used a cold one. Wang Fantian chuckled and looked at the slingshot in his hand innocently. I didn't expect this thing to be so useful. Puffed. Ha ha ha. Not far away, Tian Wangshu was so happy that he was convulsing. Where did Xiao Chang get such a top-notch underling? He was really speechless. He was too top-notch. Xiao Chen glanced at Wang Fantian and was speechless. Could Wang Fantian's slingshot be compared to an ordinary slingshot? The string on his slingshot was quite tight. Most people wouldn't be able to pull it, but Wang Bangtian had infinite strength. Naturally, it didn't matter. In this way, the stones shot out from his slingshot were not like cannonballs, but they weren't any worse than the ancient divine bows that could shoot arrows with great accuracy. Kai Lehu was beaten up. Obviously, he was going to suffer. Su Chuxiao was also a little speechless. Xiao Chen's underling was so despicable, but she didn't sympathize with him. Who asked these people to be so evil? When everyone saw that it was just a slingshot, the old Taoist priest was speechless. After all, firearms couldn't be used, but this kind of slingshot couldn't be used. However, which martial arts competition would use such a rubbish thing? This thing could actually beat Kai Lehu half to death. The old Taoist was really speechless. Even if he used a slingshot, it was still considered a cold weapon. He still used a flexible sword, so he couldn't be compared to others. Kai Wujin's face also changed slightly. It was really hard to say anything about this. He could only say with a stern face, "Stop talking nonsense with them. Let's go together and cripple them." Hua Wu Xiaxibin, you two keep those two Japanese occupied. I'll deal with this old Taoist and that Kai guy. Xiao Chen said. Yes. Song Hua Wu and Xiaxibin responded. Xiao Chen glanced at Wang Fantian. He didn't know where Wang Fantian had gotten his hands on two huge metal poles from the parking lot. These things were extremely heavy, and they were usually placed in between the roads to serve as a barrier. Wang Fantian held one in each of his hands, and with a whooshing sound, he slashed at the old Taoist priest. Boorish fellow. I'm so angry. How did I meet a boorish fellow like you? The old Taoist priest saw Wang Fantian running over, as if he didn't care about his life. He was shocked. His weapon was a flexible sword, but he could only retreat when he met this kind of hammer. His sword was completely useless. Before he could stab, the huge metal pole came smashing at his head. The old Taoist priest could only dodge back and forth. Can anyone help me? This boorish fellow is too boorish. The old Taoist flew into a rage. This was the first time he had met such a person. Looking at his strength, he was clearly not even a first-layer martial artist, but the strength he exerted was even greater than a martial master. The key point was that even a martial master would not be able to carry this heavy iron lump around without getting tired. Yet this brat was still running so fast. Let me help you. Naishima Kikufu and Ling Qianxue were forcing Song Huawu and Xia Shibin to retreat. At this time, seeing that the old Taoist priest was in such a difficult situation, he had to help. After all, if another person on his side fell, the chances of winning would be even lower. Now it was a situation where everyone was hurt. Bang! There was a loud noise. Naishima Kikufu had just responded when he felt a splitting pain in the back of his head. The loud noise just now was caused by Wang Fantian throwing out an iron pole, which directly hit the back of Naishima Kikufu's head. Naishima Kikufu felt as if he had been hit by a meteorite. He was dizzy in pain and a little nauseous. These were the signs of a concussion. He walked around in circles, then directly lay on the ground and vomited. After a few vomits, he fainted. I'm sorry. I didn't catch it. It's your head now. Wang Fantian smiled and stared at his hand in embarrassment. Xiao Chen smiled. This Wang Fantian was really a talent now. Although he looked like a reckless man, he was actually not. Naishima Kikufu had just responded to the old Taoist priest's request to help. At the same time, he had to go to Song Hua Wu and Xia Shibin's side. Hence, he was caught off guard. Wang Fantian seized this opportunity and hit him with the iron pole. Kid, you're asking for it. The old Taoist priest did not expect that the main team member this time would be this reckless man. For this competition, he had specially made a fireproof suit overnight, so he was not afraid of Xiao Chen's fireball technique. However, he did not even get to use it. He was caught off guard by this reckless man. In fact, in retrospect, this Wang Fantian was not very powerful. If they had been on guard from the beginning, then a group of people would have attacked him together and taken him down. Now this kid had sneak attacked 3 masters in a row. Why yeah. Kid, go to hell. You forced me to use my ultimate move. The old Taoist priest was anxious. Because of Nishima Kikufu, the pressure on Song Huawu and Xia Shibin was greatly reduced. Although the two of them were still no match for Ling Qianxue, they could fight to a draw. After saying that, the old Taoist priest threw the soft sword away and clasped his index fingers together. A sharp sword chi shot out from between his fingers and hit Wang Fantian, not far away. This old Taoist priest is awesome. Wang Fantian was not really reckless. This sword chi was obviously very powerful. He did not dare to take it head-on and kept retreating to avoid it. Xiao Chen's expression also changed. At this moment, he was fighting with Kai Wujin. Both of them were testing each other and had not really started fighting. However, in Xiao Chen's opinion, the strength that the old Taoist priest had displayed was at least the strength of a stage 3 or stage 4 martial master. He was not on the same level as Kai Wujin, who was only at stage 1. Thinking of this, Xiao Chen shouted, Fantian, you deal with Kai. I'll deal with this cow nose. Okay. Wang Fantian also knew that he was no match for the old Taoist priest. He did not want to be entangled. He turned around and ran in the direction of Kai Wujin. The old Taoist priest heaved a sigh of relief. He would rather face Xiao Chen than Wang Fantian. At least he could defend against Xiao Chen's martial arts. This reckless man had no idea what kind of stupid moves he would make. However, just as he was feeling happy, he felt a sharp aura piercing through the air. Then Wang Fantian shouted, F***ck you old bastard. Whoosh. Wang Fantian smashed the remaining iron pole in his hand towards the old Taoist priest. The old Taoist priest was shocked and quickly dodged. However, Xiao Chen threw a fireball at the dodging old Taoist priest. Luli was right. You little bastard, you are too cunning. You like to sneak attack. The old Taoist priest was infuriated. To think that I, your Taoist grandpa, refined a fire-resistant suit. Ha 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 ha, it's useless now, isn't it? Seeing the fireball smashing into his body, the old Taoist laughed complacently. He looked at Xiao Chen with disdain. Your ultimate move is finished this time. It has no effect on me. Although you are cunning, you are still too inexperienced. Don't you know that the same move can only be used once against a high-level cultivator? Oh, you are right. Xiao Chen nodded. However, he was shocked. This old thing knew how to refine a fire-resistant suit? This was the Samadhi True Fire. A normal fire-resistant suit would be ineffective. Obviously, he added something to it to guard against him. There were weapons everywhere in the parking lot, and Wang Biantian was extremely handy with them. He threw out the metal pole and casually picked up a stone ball with an iron chain. With a whirring sound, he swung it towards Kai Wujin. Reckless. Kai Wujin didn't dare to face it head-on. He kept retreating. If the stone ball hit his head, even if he didn't die, he would suffer a concussion. Even if he was a martial master, he didn't dare to try it. Right now, none of the people on the other side dared to go head-on against Wang Fantian. This brat was a tiger. He could pick up anything and use it as a weapon. If this car wasn't driven by Xiao Chen and the others, he would probably be able to lift it up and smash it for fun. Kai Wujin was very annoyed. Even if he had all kinds of martial arts, he couldn't get close to Wang Fantian. This meant that he couldn't hit Wang Fantian. Although Wang Fantian couldn't hit Kai Wujin in a short period of time, the two of them couldn't do anything to each other. Kai Wujin wasn't a demonic cultivator. Although he was a martial master and had inner strength, he couldn't use his moves through the air. He had to hit the opponent's body to be effective. However, he couldn't even touch the corner of Wang Fantian's clothes. He couldn't even get half a meter away from Wang Fantian. Come on. Kai. What's your name? But that's not important. I don't want to not know. My boss called you Kai something. Let's use this name then. Wang Fantian laughed. Kai something. Come on. Why are you hiding? Do you dare to come over? Do you dare to put down that stone ball? Kai Wujin was so angry that his teeth itched. However, he had no other choice but to move forward. Hee. Wang Fangtian smiled, and the big stone ball in his hand spun even faster. It was like a spiral on top of his head. Whoosh whoosh, it was very scary. Suddenly a slight kacha sound could be heard. The big stone ball suddenly broke free from the iron chain and was directly thrown out. It turned out that the stone ball was too heavy. The iron chain embedded in it couldn't support the weight for a long time. After a while the stone ball broke free. Luckily I reacted fast. The old Taoist was fighting with Xiao Chun. Suddenly he felt a cold wind behind his head. He turned around and saw a big stone ball coming at him. You're tuning in to the Journey of the Soul YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.